Okay, goodbye, Hobo Joe. Thanks for creeping me the fuck out down here. And all the way back upstairs. Jesus, put some WD-40 on that door as well. Back up to floor number 3.
What's up, everyone? If anyone's bored, want to have a conversation, if you guys are bored, anyone wants to have a conversation, ain't doing much. If you ain't doing much, let's have a respectful conversation. All right. I'm always down to have a respectful conversation. I will respect you. Hopefully, you respect me. We'll talk about some certain topics I have. I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully, you guys will be, let's have some fun. I mean, I always think it's fun to have conversations with each other, right? I always think it's fun to have conversations. I'm not used to doing the live stuff, so please excuse me when, if if I'm not, things don't go smoothly, right? Again, I'm not used to TikTok live, so, please excuse me. I might as well, let's start talking, right? I want to give you some of my viewpoints. I could always reiterate my viewpoints later if you guys want me to, say it again. But, okay. So, agree or disagree, all right? So, number 1, modern protesters, activists, are idiots, terrible humans. They destroy their cities. They destroy our cities. Excuse me. They don't care about human lives, nor do they care about America. So protesting is a right? Protesting is an American right. I don't disagree to that. But I think the ideologies behind these protests are stupid. All right? I think all these ideology behind these modern day protesters, at least in the West, are stupid, right? And they destroy cities. I've seen so many protesters, so many, these protesters. They destroy public property. They destroy private property. They interfere in American lives. I've seen them block streets. I see them stop cars to get IDs from people. Yeah, it's like they're the actual Nazis and Gestapos. So they're stupid, and they don't care about human lives, right? They're talking about ICE killed these protesters. 1, these protesters shouldn't be interfering with federal agents' activities. 2, they didn't care about ICE deporting illegal immigrants during Biden and Obama. They didn't care. They didn't protest it. They didn't talk about it. So they don't care about illegal immigrants. They don't care about our neighbors, that BS. They didn't care, right? So they didn't care before. They only care now because of Trump. Not because of human lives. Not because of families. Not because of what they think are Americans. No. So they're stupid. So in turn, they don't care about America. They did care, and they did protest. Did you... No. I'm talking about mainstream media protests, right? Awesome sauce. I'm talking about mainstream media protests. You think the small little protests? It's not the same, okay? The people who cared today, right, didn't care during Biden and Obama. Right? They didn't care, okay? The small groups that did, don't compare. I have done the research. The amount of people that supposedly cared didn't. They didn't create convoys, right? When Biden and Obama, they didn't create convoys to interfere in ICE agents, processes. They didn't. Big groups. Show me the convoys. Show me the signal groups. Show me the mainstream media newscasts that tag me in them, right? You have my username. Tag me in those videos, right? They didn't know. There's literally a thing that ICE did go into these cities, right? ICE did go into these cities, and these states help facilitate ICE during Biden and Obama. No, again, you said nothing to obstruct. Again, it's like they were literally able to deport like over millions of immigrants. So yeah, of course they didn't obstruct. Why? What's the difference today? Like literally, these Democrat cities did not help facilitate, ICE under Trump. Yeah, I mean that's my claim. I mean, you literally have people in Minnesota not allowing ICE agents to deport illegal immigrants. I don't know what you're talking about. That's literally an evidence. You have people in Minnesota, right, not allowing ICE agents to deport illegal immigrants. I don't know what you're talking about. That is the evidence. You see that in the reports. Literally, like you're stopping ICE agents from doing their job. If people weren't protesting and stopping ICE agents from doing their jobs, you would not be seeing the chaos that you see now. So no. I mean, whether you believe that or not, then that's up to you. All right. So that's my number one. No, it's like detain anyone non-white. I think it's like you make it racism, right? You make it racist. Innocent fugitive, I don't agree with that. They're stopping ICE agents from arresting criminal illegals. I mean, already, I think you come to the country illegally, you should be deported. I already think that's a crime, right? Whether it's a misdemeanor or whatever, it's still a crime, and they should be deported. What is there to admit? You come into a country illegally, you should be deported. No, I mean, yeah, people have different opinions. It is what it is. I don't mind people having different opinions. This is what, like I said, right? I will respect you. I'm down for always having a respectful conversation, right? I'm always down to have a respectful conversation. Now, number two, right? Trans people are mentally unstable people. They're mentally disturbed people. I think they have mental issues, psychological problems. And I think women that support it are anti-women. I think it's ridiculous that women support the trans movement. I really think it's ridiculous that women support the trans people. I really do. So I think that's crazy that any woman, I'm sorry, any woman that supports trans people, I can never understand why. Like, I really can't. It's ridiculous. Seems like the only people who hate America are the ones hating Americans, like you. To equate illegal immigrants to Americans is absolutely idiotic. It's probably the most un-American thing you can do. It's the most nationalistic thing you could do. Illegal immigrants, non-citizens, are not Americans. That is insane. I'm not talking about immigrants, right? I'm not talking about immigrants, okay? There's a difference between illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. You did it the proper way. You became a natural citizen. You became a national citizen, right? There's a difference between it. I've seen more immigrants who went through the process.
What about the other people that were asking to come up? How do you feel about what they were saying?
I'm trying to accept people.
Well,
again, I mean, please excuse me. This is part of my second live, so things are still.
I understand. Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
was just
I'm still getting used to TikTok Live.
okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
yeah. Please
I was
excuse
like,
me.
well,
Like I
why
said,
can't
this is
you like?
second time me doing a live, so
Yeah,
yeah.
you sound so
I mean, like, yes, I
passionate
want to promote the.
about what
I
you
mean,
believe
again, yeah,
in,
I do. I am,
but you have to
and I think it's a
understand.
good
A
thing that we
lot
all
of
talk to each
people
other.
share your views. A lot of people totally understand what you're talking about and believe in it. So calm down, jeez. Okay.
I, please, I mean, again, I'm just it's just how I am.
Well,
I mean,
okay, so
I'm
you're
sorry
new
if
here,
it's
but
too
I'm just
passionate to some people.
letting you
Uh,
know a lot of people believe what you're talking about. You're not alone.
well, I mean,
You're not by
thank you.
yourself.
But again, I'm more. It's more about me. I guess I'm having a back and forth with
Or
awesome
you
sauce.
just
So,
want to fight
uh,
with people? Is that what you want to
I mean,
do?
please don't think that if you're loud, it means a fight, right? It doesn't necessarily mean,
No.
even if you're loud, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're having a fight,
But the point
right?
is that a lot of people agree with you. So relax.
Again, I mean, yes, but I'm more talking about. I'm literally talking to this one commenter. So I'm not even targeting people who agree with me. It's usually, I guess, it's me and Awesome Sauce having a back and forth.
Awesome sauce?
Yeah, it's a commenter, right? It's a commenter.
Well,
Sounds
This person is
okay.
wrong.
commenting.
Anyway,
So I'm just.
I'm gonna
Oh,
answer the prompt because it seems like she's not gonna get to it. Greetings
Sure,
to
sure,
you.
sure. What's up?
Yeah, pretty much disagree with everything. Um, number 5, I'm pretty
What would you
indifferent.
want to start with?
You
Okay.
said, you said what?
What would you like to start with first?
I mean, we could start with 1 and go down. So yeah,
Okay.
do you mind if I ask what is your sexual orientation?
Okay. Haven't
It's,
you
it's
You don't
not
have to
I
do that
have
figured
a
though.
point to
out
make, so
when
let
it
me just get to
was?
it. Let me
Okay,
just get to
I'm
it.
heterosexual.
Okay, I was just
Yeah, I'm
asking because I
straight.
saw the dangly earring and the dye hair. But
You're
anyway,
What?
okay.
so here's the thing.
Oh my god.
Even as a minority, the reason because you don't look Caucasian. So are you employed?
Yes,
Are you employed?
I am.
Okay. So the reason that you had the opportunity for equal employment is because someone protested. It's because someone was an activist and they went out on the streets and caused social disruption and social disobedience for your rights that you exercise today. So to be critical of modern protesting, I think that's fair because I do believe that it's ineffective. However, I don't think that these people are idiots. There are people with good intentions and no guidance. So I would critique it, that first point that way. The second point, trans people are mentally unstable. And what was it? What's the second part?
Well,
Wait a
let's
minute.
finish the first
You
one,
said
right?
Oh,
So
she
let's finish the
originally
first one. So
she originally told you that you weren't. She thinks you're white.
I
I didn't say I thought.
don't really
I
mind
said he
I don't really
doesn't
mind.
look white.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm Asian. I just want to
Exactly.
say that this right.
And that's the reason.
I in my it's fine. It's fine. I would say this right, and I don't disagree, and of course we don't know each other. I make plenty of content, showing respect to the ancestors, the particularly Black minorities who paved the way for other minorities. So much respect. But to compare the civil rights movements or feminism or the freedom for women to, I don't know, no, like keeping illegal immigrants is, I think, is quite ridiculous. So again, I'm talking about modern day activism and protesting. I don't discredit the ideologies and the reasonings of past protesters and activists,
You are
it
gonna
makes sense, right?
have
Civil rights.
Okay.
I agree to
I hear
that.
what you're
But
saying.
that's totally two different things, in my opinion.
All right. Well, I guess we would agree on that.
So,
Why are they two different things?
yeah. Well, it's the power, it's the meaning of it. To one is to have rights for all minorities. That is, I can't disagree with that. For rights between women and men, I agree to that. Rights for illegal immigrants to stay in the U.S. There's no country on this earth that supports just having an open border.
But do you understand that the Constitution does advocate for us to use our freedom of speech to at least protest for legislation for reform? Because it can take upwards to 25 years to properly immigrate to this country, and that's absolutely ridiculous. It's an expensive process. Sometimes you have to have a sponsor, and it's inaccessible, and that's what people have an issue with. And when you are a refugee, which a lot of these people are, they're regular people escaping terrible situations. Hold on, I'm almost done. They're regular people with no resources escaping terrible situations. So they are literally being stowaways in boats just to have the opportunity to have something to eat. These are people who have children. So it gets to a point where we have to recognize, please be quiet. Please, I'm almost done. We have to recognize this is a humanitarian crisis.
It is
and that we need to advocate for change, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're very disrespectful. The lady at the top, I don't know if she's drunk or on drugs, but she's very annoying.
I am not on drugs.
Well, act like
my
it.
family is third. No, I'm third generation American. And I
Good
can
for
definitely
you.
tell you this. Everyone came over here and did all the things you're talking about.
She's
and
slurring. What are you on?
Well, first of all, you're making me very uncomfortable.
And you're pissing me off. So I guess we're both doing the same.
What generation?
Let's be respectful. Come on, let's.
She needs to stop talking over people.
Well,
what
it's
generation
just
American
kind of
is? I love you.
crazy that she's like lecturing about generational, like what it means to be here, because my whole family came over here not
On
too
the
long
Mayflower?
ago. No, not the Mayflower, fool. They came over.
Come on, let's.
They came over here in San Francisco and they worked their asses off, and they really made a life for themselves.
So they were immigrants?
Yeah. Yep.
I do want to say
it was
this, like,
beautiful,
as a second
and all
generation
of us loved each other. So in San Francisco, California, we had like a French woman, we had like people from Asia and everyone, and we just
what are
loved
you
each
talking
other.
about?
What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm gonna go
I
back
don't
to.
think you've ever
You said
experienced
3
that in your
generations
entire
ago.
fucking life, because you've
my
never
God.
like.
She can't watch her mouth. She can't speak with respect, so I'm not gonna address her, and she's not gonna address me. And we can
Okay,
just move on.
Fatima.
Stop talking to me and stop
Okay,
talking
let's-
over me, bitch.
Okay.
First of all, you don't call me names.
Okay,
That's
cunt.
rude and disrespectful.
Hey,
First
host,
of all.
Okay, come on, guys.
She needs to stop talking to me.
Okay.
I said it
Don't get
twice.
his live
Okay,
taken down.
Fatima.
You not. Thank you.
Watch
No,
his
host,
live.
you picked the
fine.
wrong
Don't
one.
get his live taken down.
Come on, I want it to be more respectful conversation, and
She's
have
drunk. I just
everyone,
can't deal with fiends.
It's okay. I understand. It's okay. I do see it. I want to say, right? I don't disagree that there are immigrants that have a hard time. I'm being a second generation immigrant. My parents escaped war and stuff too. But my thing is that we have to have order. Now, yeah, if you want to protest to better our immigration process, of course, I don't disagree to that. But again, it's to protest that we should not deport illegal immigrants. I'm not for that. I think those are, two different things. One is following the law, and one is changing the law. So that's how I view it.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody is protesting illegal immigrants staying.
Actually, they're not. If you're stopping ICE from doing their job, you're actually stopping, them following, the law being followed.
Right. Yep. I understand.
Ashton, what would you say?
Well, I agree with the host on a lot of this about protests. But the main point that I came up here to argue is point number 2 is that trans people are mentally ill.
Okay. We could Fatima wanted to go to number 2 as well. We could do that too.
Yeah, but
We kind
one last
of
thing
find
about
sure.
number 1 though, it doesn't do our country any good if you're deporting illegal immigrants. If they've established a life here, if they own businesses there, I feel like it gets to a point you can do some kind of pardoning, because there is a lot of underpaid labor that these people are doing as well. So we can't discredit that, especially when we
But
already have tariffs. We have to think of the benefit of the country. But we can
they're
go to
not
number
illegal.
2.
Back
Trans
back
people
to
are
what
They're
she
not
mentally
said.
illegal.
Back to what she said. No, there should not be any pardoning. If you entered this country illegally, that's a crime and you should be
That's your
deported.
opinion. I could say that about the
No,
white
that's
people
not
who
an
landed on
opinion.
the
That's a fact.
Mayflower. They
It's
didn't.
a
What was their
crime. It's
immigration
illegal.
process?
That's why it's called illegal immigration. It's a
They're not
crime.
illegal. What you think is
Oh,
illegal
be
is not
so for
legal.
real.
What you think
What
is
do you
illegal
mean be
is not
so for
illegal.
real?
There's
That's all you
No,
have
no
to
that's
this
say. That's all
this
you have to
whole
be so
country's
for real.
existence is illegitimate. So we're not even gonna sit here and debate on who's legal and who's not. If
Crossing
somebody has
our border
established a life
illegally
here,
is a crime.
they have followed the laws, they have paid taxes. There's
But
no
they
reason
crossed
why
the
they shouldn't
border
be able to
illegally.
stay. And saying they can't, you're just a xenophobe. Like, it's okay.
They
I really
crossed the
don't
border
care.
illegally. It's a crime.
Okay, and so did the Anglo-Saxons who came here.
There
They had
wasn't a border
nobody
established,
gave
man.
them
the
permission
difference
to
is no,
come
let's
here.
not.
There
Let's
wasn't a border
no.
established.
It were what are you talking? So the Native Americans who lived here, you don't think they had buildings? You don't think they had architecture? I'm literally
There was not a.
I'm
That's
in the
not a
Midwest.
border.
I'm what?
That's not a border.
No,
It
if
was going to
somebody
be
has an
taken
established
over
city,
by,
it's
Yeah,
a
they
we
border
had
if the
established a
land is
city. It's
we
not
occupied.
a
had France,
border.
we had
That's not
You're
a
Britain,
ignorant.
border.
I'm
we
done.
had
I'm
Well, you're
done.
Let's
dumb. I'm
do
You're
done.
one
not
at a
smart.
time.
Be so for real. I'm done.
Let's come on. Let's do one at a time. Let's do one at a time. So again, I mean,
If he
we
doesn't
are kind of
understand that
devolving.
tribes had borders
Quit interrupting the
before
host, dumbass.
colonization, I don't know if you've never
Quit
opened a
interrupting the
book, but
host who was
that's
talking.
ridiculous.
Have some respect. The host
But
was
you can also
talking.
understand. See, that we're kind of diving because that could also be a deeper topic. But
I mean, he just doesn't
modern day, we're
understand
talking about
basic
modern
Respect
day
the
stuff.
host again. He's
human
still talking.
sociology.
The
So,
host is talking. Be
can
quiet.
you shut the fuck up talking to me? We're
Can
going to
you
number
shut the fuck
2.
up?
It's like okay, we don't
The
need to.
next person
It
It's
is
all,
seems
gonna
like
talk.
you
it's
have
all
a
good.
problem
It's
with
all
It's not
shutting
gonna
good.
be
the
you.
fuck up. So can you do it?
It's all good. We don't need to be,
I just don't know why these
let's
people
have a
keep trying to
share each
antagonize
other
me and they want
ideas.
my energy so bad.
It's a debate. That's what this whole live is
no,
about. Get
Yeah.
Okay,
used to
so
it.
say
stay right
something
there.
of
No,
Hope.
substance.
no,
Hope with it.
What's up,
you gotta hold
Martini?
on, shush.
Okay. Again, I wanted to say that you know what we are diving past today. What we're talking about, right? It's the illegal immigrants, right? And it is illegal. I mean, we could come to a basis. I do agree that we should maybe improve our immigration process, but it doesn't change that. It's still following the laws of the land,
They're still
where
Don't.
you are illegal if you entered the country without permission. So
Yeah, but that's
we
part of
kind of
legal
get to
status.
find some common ground to that.
So
What is?
crossing the border is part of the legal process. Whether you cross the border illegally,
Every country
it's
has a
still part
border.
of
You have to be
the.
allowed to.
Yeah, it's part of the legal
You have to be
process.
allowed to cross.
Yeah, you have to be allowed.
And I
No,
would agree
that's not
with
what the
that,
law says.
host. I'm not
You're
saying
such
I
a
disagree with
nigga.
you. I'm just saying
That's
there
not what
needs
the
to
law
be
says.
severe
Yeah.
reform.
Yes, it is.
Well, okay.
I don't
Let me
disagree,
give you an
right?
example. Like, so let's say we just walked into North Korea. What do you think your scenario would look like?
Thankfully,
If
we
they
are not
didn't know
in
you
North
were
Korea.
or China or
We have
Russia.
laws. We have
Well,
international
yeah,
laws.
we do
We
have
have
laws.
laws
We do have laws.
that are
You
not
just said we
North
don't,
Korean laws.
dumbass.
What would happen to us in
We're not
comparison
in
to
North
what
Korea.
we do? Like, what do we do to illegal immigrants? But what would happen if we did the same thing in such countries like China, Russia, North Korea?
Yeah, no, that's what makes America great. That's what makes America great is that we're not North Korea.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, you're comparing us
But
to
I
North
mean,
It
Korea.
doesn't
that applies
surprise
to
me
every
that
country.
he's misunderstanding what you're saying. Mo Fugger is incompetent.
Well, I think you're misunderstanding.
But see, this is the thing. Every country,
are very sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, every country has immigration laws, and I just say that we should follow it. That I think any lawful citizen should follow the laws of the land. Now,
Right.
to improve the laws of the land, that's different. I'm not saying that as particularly as Americans in the West, that is our right to protest. That if we want changes in our government, that's rightful.
And
That doesn't
host,
mean
I
that we
would
should break
add,
laws.
I would add that something that's particularly concerning about the immigration process, our president is advocating for a gold card that you just buy your immigration. If you just have a bunch of money, you're eligible to come into this country. That's what he's proposing. But Epstein had $1 million, so if he wasn't a citizen, he would have the funding to just come into this country, infiltrate this country, and then continue his human trafficking. So these are systems that really need to be reformed and examined.
Just financial. Do you think he didn't say that? And we're also going to be checking you.
Cartel members have
What are you
bought the
talking
gold
about?
card
He's in the file.
and gotten in.
To give you full access to this country. I'm not going to
Cartel
accept
members
you
have bought
money
the Visa
without
card and gotten in.
background check too. I'm going to get both. I'm going to make sure you're a good person. I need to know because
That would be great if that happened. But he's selling citizenship.
Yeah, because
So we don't know the full process.
It's
So
actually
okay that we don't know.
Well, it's not a legitimate process. He hasn't. I mean, it hasn't been approved.
We used
It's
to have to
basically
do like my family.
memento.
It was called indentured servitude. I know it's different for different families, but it was our way of paying the debt back to be a citizen in the first place. So if you have the money, then you do
That is.
in society globally. They are fast tracked. It's like being on an airline and they get to be the first in line. Sometimes that is the way things work. It is an economy.
That's never how that works.
It is a money driven thing, but it does not mean that they're doing everything privately. They're paying for the people to get them through.
That's right. They're paying to get in.
Well,
When do we get to move on to point number 2 and 3?
Checked. They're getting checked. They're not.
Yeah, I mean,
They're not getting
we
checked.
kinda-
How do you know they're
we
getting
kinda got a
checked?
gist of
Cartel members have gotten citizenship because they paid $1 million
Right.
for the visa. Cartel members.
Let's move to point 2 and 3. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's again. I haven't heard the cartel stuff, so I mean, I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah,
about
but
things.
if our own
I
attorney
can't
general
listen to
won't
opinions.
declassify
Well,
files that they already said that they will release, what makes you think that they would do a
let's
pure
not-
examination of someone who just has $1 million to buy citizenship?
Well, we released the Epstein files, and
They didn't.
We released half of the Epstein files.
Guys,
All the
okay,
way
guys,
down.
let's.
We released it.
I think that's it with that. Right? Let's not try to. I'm not. I don't pay attention a lot to the Epstein file because I don't. Let's move on to number
I hate
2.
that topic too. The only reason I mentioned it was because we
No, I
now
get
got it, and everybody shut up. Everybody's like, I don't want to talk about it no more. I'm like, I've been not wanting to talk about it no more.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
not.
talking
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
not.
But let's move
You
to
They're
point
not- they're not right
talk about
here.
anything that you can defend. You can't defend
Yeah,
anything.
Oh my
I
God.
can't-
Well,
I think
I
we
guess
should-
I'll answer point 2. So, to say trans people are mentally unstable people and women that support are anti-women. So here's the thing. I do feel like a lot of people are claiming they're trans as a trend. I do believe that being trans is a real thing. I do believe that it's a medical condition. I do believe gender dysphoria is real, but it's been glamorized and adopted by the LGBT community as a trend and a form of expression, and I don't think it's very healthy. I do feel like if you truly have gender dysphoria, you will have symptoms as a child, and if so, you need to see a therapist. And properly, if you decide to transition, because just because you're trans doesn't mean you necessarily need to transition. You may need to just go to therapy and work out how you feel, and you may decide not to. But
I
that needs to
agree
be
with
an adult
you
decision.
100%. I
So
could
the
not
point,
say it
hold
better.
on, I'm almost
I'm just saying
finished.
I
But
agree. I
Yeah,
don't want to
let's
speak.
give each
Just let
other.
her talk,
We'll give each other
Martini.
some
Let
time.
her
No,
To,
no,
talk.
I
because I
don't
know
need to
they
speak
gonna.
on this.
yeah,
It's
we'll give
just
each other
So
some
my
time.
Shut up.
so what I'm trying to say is, even though you might be quote unquote mentally ill, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not a character flaw, but you need actual support and not a bunch of enablers. I do also believe that a lot of quote unquote trans women who are really just gay boys and fetishizers are infringing on women's spaces, and it's very dangerous. But that's not to say that trans people don't exist and they shouldn't like be supported.
No, Fatima, I agree with pretty much everything you said, probably until the end. I don't know if I would say support, but let's. Okay, fine. Martini, what would you want to say?
I was the only thing I was saying is actually what she was saying is identical. I couldn't say it better. So I really agree with
Mm,
you very much.
yeah, I agree too. Ashton, what you wanted to talk about? What's your thoughts?
Well, I completely agree with Fatima on everything except supporting transgender people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should support them at all. They're an illness to this country, and it's an illness that needs to be eradicated. So,
Well, if you listen to the way she put it, it was that it has been over glorified, and that we're seeing more than we ever have because it was
oh, I
less
must
than
have missed that
1%.
part, Martini,
It,
when you
it
were
was such a
talking over her.
fraction of our country. Like it was mainly it is a
It's one
treated as
percent
a
of the
mental
population.
I'm
one
sorry,
percent or
Martini.
less.
I must have
Yeah,
missed
now
that.
it is
I
one,
must have
but it
missed
was
that
actually
whenever
less
you were
than one.
talking over her. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I would say this, right? I wouldn't say support. I would definitely say they need this,
No,
psychological help. That's the
yeah,
farthest
and when
support
I
I would
say
say.
support, I mean like if someone is like doing the work, seeing a therapist, if they have other
Mm,
extenuating issues like bipolar, like a lot of these things are trauma compounded with mental health issues, compounded with lack of support. If you don't have housing and you have an addiction, you might be swayed to prostitute yourself and then convince yourself you're trans. There are a lot of people in situations like that.
And
So until you get the proper support to survive, that can wait. And what's happening is there's a lot of competition put in women's spaces. We have the BBLs, we have the
mm,
aesthetics, we have the red pill telling us we're not good enough. And then you have people who are queer being influenced by that. So now they're like, oh, I'm gonna just get on hormones. Like, I don't need therapy. I'm fish already. I'm that girl. It's like, no, you need housing. You need therapy, you know?
well, I'd be really upset if, like, I'm gay, and when I was growing up, if I was misunderstood, which was I was very misunderstood by others. My family seemed to get me pretty easy, you know. But like, if they tried to persuade me at a very impressionable age that because I feel or I act different that I should be a different I'm not supposed to be a boy,
Yeah, that's sick.
then I don't know what could have happened, and that is
mm,
very scary. And then let's just say we don't talk about the full reassignment, you know,
Mm,
and we do hormones, and then you might have like
mm,
chemically castrated me or
mm,
made me
mm,
not develop as a boy correctly, and I'm like I'm not right either way, like
mm-hmm,
'cause what happens when you take those during puberty and you don't get to become your adult self, um like because they already put children on enough medication for mental things, and that stunts a lot of growth of their own mental kind and physical, but like, reliance on things. ADHD was my generation's like thing. Um, I was in private school, and every child in private school is on that medication. I swear to you, because the teachers will not allow you to even enter the room. And I'm like, you're not a doctor. How dare you? But literally, so I don't know. I just but what if I did something to my body and I regretted it later, and it was because somebody influenced me and told me that this is a way you should consider thinking.
Life would have done that.
That's frightening.
I
what?
think that being
My two
gay
biggest
is a
things is that
mental illness too.
we shouldn't be interfering in children, and we shouldn't be encroaching in women's spaces. I mean, you want to dress like a woman, you would think you're a woman. That is your own
Who
mental
in this
health
life would actually
problem to take care of.
I think that being
But
gay is a mental illness too.
Well, I mean, you know what? I don't know if
That's
it
the
is or
next thing,
isn't.
right? So
Honestly, I'm
trans
gonna tell
to
you, I'm
gay.
gay. I couldn't tell you if it's illness or not. I don't feel sick, but
Yeah, but
like,
that's the same as trans. They
Yeah.
don't feel sick.
well, I'm not
Exactly.
no, I'm not
We're
confused.
not
there's
even gonna go here because
Yeah, we are.
yeah,
I don't have a
let's
range.
I don't want to go too far off the topic.
No,
So
but
we kind of
we
have
can
a
totally
little bit of a
allow it.
common ground
Let's
for
see
all of
what.
us.
Let them speak.
That's what you're saying about trans is that they have the same mental illness as Ashton's is saying about gay people.
Gender dysphoria. So here you're demonstrating you don't know the difference between gender and sexuality. Your gender is how you are socially perceived.
Right?
I'm a woman, I'm a female. Typically you
Socially.
have the long hair, wide hips. There is a
Socially.
yes, socially. Because you can be a woman, you could be a female, and people call you a man. Serena Williams has been called manly. Why? Because she has
Right.
strong features. Because as a dark-skinned black woman, her features are masculinized. So you can still be a biological woman and have your femininity criticized. So I'm saying socially.
Sierra.
No, that's the definition of
They
socially.
said she was a hermaphrodite. Oh,
She's
sorry.
not. She's a
You see
female.
what I'm
She
I
saying?
has
know she's
children.
not. She was
You
fantastic.
see what I'm saying, though?
She's awesome.
The same people
But
that
yeah,
say
it was a gossip.
the same people that say trans
Right.
is a mental disorder, or the same people that say gay is a mental disorder.
Totally. I totally
But
agree.
no,
I mean,
but
but I
that's the
get. Do you
thing.
get the
If I am
difference?
having discomfort from looking in the mirror at my autonomy, that's a difference from who I'm aroused by. Those are two different things.
No,
Because
it's
I
not.
can there are trans
No,
people
it's
who are
not.
okay. Well, I guess that's
Yeah,
that discussion.
actually,
God,
it
but
is.
listen, to this, right?
Petito's
Guys,
valid.
at the end of the day,
Petito's
is
on
that
point.
I kind of it's more about what we're trying to not go too far of it. I think there's levels to it. I don't neither hate trans nor hate the alphabet community or gay people and stuff like that. It's more about the social impacts. So being gay does not affect society to the same degree as currently the trans community is doing.
Yeah,
So
I do
that's how
feel
I see it.
like the whole trans women or women narrative is very harmful because they're not. They need different support.
Yeah.
They have a different lifestyle. And even though they can be socially accepted living as women, they have different needs. They have to get a prostate exam. I don't. So it's going to be a different kind of life. And that's
Right.
okay. They should still be
Well, and like
accepted.
you hear on the TV all the time, like the medications for prevention and or HIV if you have it or you don't, and they're like, but this is for males, not for females. And like
Hmm.
specifically, why would like you would have to at that point you'd have to face the math and the truth and know that you are one or the other. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when it comes down to medication and like we're gonna either do this correctly or we're gonna do harm for nothing. What are we gonna do? So
Yeah.
like be honest with
So
yourself, but I think for the guy below, what Fatima and what I was trying to say when I said it's been a little bit glorified is that the the people that have it do have a disorder, and like the true population that do finish the surgery because it was approved because they went to doctors and they did figure out that this is a factual part of their life. That's that it's no confusion. There's no doubt about it that this is true gender dysphoria. Then we should support that. Yes, I think that's what she was saying. She was saying, yeah, those people will support, but the people who have fallen into a fad, no, because it is so damaging if you don't know what you're doing.
Right, but that's the narrative that somebody wants to tell you that it's a fad. What are the numbers? Do you have any stats to say that it's a fad? Or
It is. Do you know how many people are detransitioning and how many people unalive themselves while they're trying to transition?
I do.
Because the process is so traumatic.
I do know the numbers.
You say you do?
Yep.
Oh, okay then. So it's no discussion to be had.
No.
Can you like?
There is a discussion because
I guess
the numbers are not great or any kind of so 0.003%. The same amount of people that want to detransition are the same amount of people that regret winning the lottery.
Okay, bro.
let me say this.
No,
Like-
that's a fact. That's fact.
I'll
you're talking about that
It's
many,
not.
that much of a percentage of the population, because like we already know,
that percentage
it's that around that percentage for
that
the
percentage
existing
of trans
sexual community.
Yeah,
The
you
percentage-
would have to, first of all, to even have a proper account of that, you would have to know how many people are actually transitioning. So many people stall their transitions, get on and off of hormones. Like,
That's all medical, right? So you have to have a record if it's medical. So that is you know that for sure. Like you have to go to the doctor to get those hormones, all of that, right? So that you can keep track of.
yeah, hold on, let me look some.
Yeah,
But I'll say this, right? I'll say this.
If it's just
I-
testosterone, I mean, you can get that. I mean, you can get that easily, actually. So is it just the replacement of those hormones? Because it's way more. I know it is. You know,
That's
because I don't know if I started injecting myself with estrogen, I'd be like, well, first thing I would expect is I'm gonna get some titties. Okay, like they're gonna be like, my chest is so ready to just like, if I had estrogen and they started to fall, that would be hilarious. I'm not actually. That's just me, though. I'm not saying
no,
it's
well, it'd be good
other
if that's
people, but it would be because I might actually have some justices. But
All right, so according to the National Institute of Health, about 13% of people detransition. And according to the Williams Institute, about 13% of people are more likely to commit. You're 13% more likely to commit suicide.
that is correct. Only because of the people that demonize it.
What are you? That's not how data is recorded.
The trans. What are you talking about? The trans argument is the exact same as the gay argument 10, 20 years ago.
No, it's not. Here's the thing. No. Because here's the thing. You have to understand that we are in a country. This country is a business. So it's not about freedom of expression. Nobody cares if you want to cross dress or do any of that. Nobody cares if you
Apparently,
want to
everybody here
identify as a
does.
woman. My issue, what I personally have an issue with, is people having access to hormones without being properly diagnosed with gender dysphoria.
It's not
With
possible. I mean, it's not possible. You
it
have to go to a
is.
physician and you have to be prescribed. You
You
have to
have
go
to,
through.
right,
You
and you
have
can
to
get
go
it the
Other
next
through.
people's
day. You clearly have not
prescriptions.
It's
watched
not
these.
the next
You,
day.
you,
You have to
you.
go through years of
No,
psychological
that's not true.
treatment
That's a
before you
lie.
can get. No, it's not. That is the
So
process.
it is a
That is
lie, and you
exactly
need.
the process.
I would recommend you watch some of the detransitioners on YouTube talking about
Yeah,
their
they
experience
made it
having.
really easy.
If
They made it
you
too
go,
easy.
listen to
No.
me.
So you have to go to a physician to get
Okay, yeah,
these
if you're
drugs.
in the middle
And
of
before it is
Wisconsin,
legal,
maybe.
the
But
law
if you are in
says
a large city and you have access to queer spaces that are getting government funding, you will have access to hormones very quickly. That's what I'm trying to
What
tell
she
you.
just
I
said,
am
no.
in a major
it's true.
city.
Dude, it's true.
You're
It's
talking about
true.
black
What?
market? You're talking about on the
No,
street?
no, no.
No,
Actually, this is
government
legit
funded
marketing.
programs.
Yeah.
We have a
Government
building
funded
called
programs
Thrive.
have
It's
to
the
go
Queer Center.
through
Yeah,
medical
People
you're
from
not
professionals.
18 to
in what
35, you
big
get
city
free
does.
testing, free hormones. It's literally for young people. It's marketed towards young
No,
queer people.
no, that's not true.
All
Yes.
right. Well, so the building
Yes, it
I've been
is,
to, I don't
dude.
know
It
how many.
is. It
Like,
is.
I
It's
don't argue
not
with
in
people
most
like that.
places in America
Because you
because
can't.
we are
I mean,
trying
Because
like
you
to
can't
everyone,
eliminate
argue
it.
with
But
people like
it
that.
And
is
then
weird.
here's
You
the
have
thing.
to go through a medical professional, and you have
All
to have
right.
4
They
years
Because you're
do.
of
So guess
therapy.
demonstrating you're
what? They
not in
do that.
community
They
with
do that.
queer
They
people
just
and you're really
expedite
not
it.
in queer
Okay.
spaces. So really what you do is get online and virtue signal like you
Yeah.
care about these people, but you're not really in community with us to
What are you
know what we
talking
go
about?
through. I'm talking about you, and I'm talking about the fact that you just
You're assuming
demonstrated.
to
You
know
talking
me.
about you got to go through years of therapy. I just told you don't.
That
I
is the
just told you
law.
the name
That's
of the
the
No,
law.
it's
building
not
where
the
I could go
law.
get hormones
You have to have a
tomorrow.
professional say it, but you know who can be a professional? I think every like cosmetic commercial you've ever seen. A doctor. I'm a doctor,
Yeah,
and
those aren't.
look
Right.
at
No, no,
the
no.
acne.
Look how easy it is to get
Yeah,
a medical marijuana card.
right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. I will diagnose you with anxiety disorder that will allow you to have that. Thank
You
you
acting like
for
that don't
coming and paying the
happen.
fee and
But you're
asking
not
for what you
arguing
want.
against that.
But no, we're just saying
It's
that's how
medical
they do it.
malpractice, and you acting like it doesn't happen. And
Okay,
these are
but
people real
that
lives,
is
and you
the
on here virtue
tiniest of a
signaling like
fraction.
this don't really affect people.
That's the
So
smallest of a fraction. The law says you have to go through therapy.
that is not that
That is
is
the
okay,
law.
that might be the law, but then they do say they go through therapy. They have therapists that sign off way too
Right.
easy.
We can have a 20-minute consultation, and I
Yes,
can
it's
evaluate
too
that you
quick.
have gender dysphoria
I'm not
and
saying you
prescribe you
didn't.
hormones.
Yeah, I'm
Gender
not saying you
dysphoria
didn't
is
do the
wrong to
therapy.
begin
You
with. It's a
just did
nomenclature
the fast
that's
track.
not correct.
It's
It's not
fast
gender
track. They
dysphoria.
fast track it. Okay, how many people, when they want a statistic to work the right way, how many people actually unalived of COVID, and then how many were
So we're
reported?
just going to change the entire argument.
Right, exactly. No, he's making a good point because that's exactly. People are unaliving when they begin transitioning, before they transition. So there's not a
They
good way to
unalive
take account.
themselves. That's correct. Because of this right here. Because of the bullying and
Nobody's
the
bullying
exact same
anyone.
argument
yeah,
that
no,
against
let's
gay
stop that.
people.
We're having a conversation.
Right. Nobody's bullying
Conversation is
anyone.
bullying.
Yeah,
The fact that you're
I'm
calling
I'm
it
not trying to be.
gender
We have
dysmorphia
had real life
is
situations
bullying.
where, hold on, we have had real life situations where quote unquote trans women are coming into the women's locker room shaving their beard. While little girls
That's not how that works. What are you talking about?
you said so that hasn't happened? That
No,
literally happened.
let's not just let's not do that with other people's experiences. Right?
It
There's so many
literally
exceptions.
happened.
So
That's physically not how that works.
What? I'm telling you that it was what was it? Planet Fitness A quote
Yeah, I
unquote
saw that
trans woman came into the women's locker room and
Yeah,
shaved their beard
TikTok
while
is not
cis women
fact.
are changing and getting dressed. You have the audacity to shave your beard of all
You're
things.
using a TikTok that is not true. It's probably AI.
All right.
You're using
So I'm
something
not. I'm done
that's
talking to
not
you.
true.
So because you don't have any integrity in this conversation, I'm not about to
You
waste my time.
cannot argue
You can
anything
move
you
on to
believe.
something else or somebody else.
There's just like
I mean,
there are a lot of examples of people.
let's give a new person some spotlight.
Yes.
Ms. What's your thoughts?
Well, I have a question here because there's a whole factor of this new, especially this new transgender ideology that is going on in this country right now that is being ignored. When you present looks like a man to society and say it is a woman,
Jesus
it is
Christ.
very harmful to the instinct, the natural instinct that we are born with. It is a safeguard, especially for women and children. And it is a not and don't take this as me calling transgender people groomers, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that is a tactic that groomers use to groom children. And so when we are allowing something in society, whether mental illness, no matter how you see it, the simple fact of the matter is we are allowing the breakdown of the instinct of children that keeps them safe from a natural instinct we are born with. And that is very dangerous. That is a very dangerous
I agree.
thing.
But go
to be
ahead and
having
pass that
happen.
collection plate to the pedo on the fucking left.
The what?
Go ahead and pass the collection plate to the pedo on the left.
I mean, the whole thing about it is you're right. My problem lies. I don't have a problem with trans people. I grew up with them.
No, I can tell.
As a woman, I had them in, they've been in the bathrooms. They're not what is a danger. What is a danger is now you have people that plainly look like a man, real people that are transgender with real gender dysphoria. They want to blend in with society, especially the men transitioning to women. They look more like a woman than they do a man. Now we have men that just slap on lipstick, some nail polished earrings, and they say they're a woman and they want.
You can't give me one case that's happened.
Do you not see it on the internet?
The literally that video from when they
internet?
were in GameStop and they were like, "It's ma'am," and bro's shoulders were like huge.
That person was
seen it multiple
pedophile?
times.
Is what you're saying?
I have been paying attention to this for quite a while. I have followed a psychologist that gets into the psychology of it. I am not saying you're trying to make it that I'm saying that that transgender people are pedophiles, and that's not what I'm saying at all.
You brought up that they were groomers. Nobody else did.
No, I didn't. I clearly
You don't
said
understand what the word grooming means.
I
That's
clearly
not
stated
just in
before that
regard
I
to
was
pedophiles.
not calling transgender people groomers.
That's exactly what
clearly
I could groom you for abuse. I could groom you for any. I could groom you for financial exploitation. That is the example she just gave.
You're
being
taking it how
You're
you
not
want to
listening.
take it, not how I'm
You lack
saying it.
comprehension, and you're very annoying.
Yeah, you're taking it how you want to take it, and you want to be defensive, and that's the issue. You don't want. That's what I'm
he
saying.
doesn't
We
have
are
any
ignoring
intellect.
this very important factor of this whole situation. That pedophilia is hijacking this. No,
I really I appreciate the point you made, Attitude.
Your lack of comprehension does not change my
attitude. Don't waste your breath on him. That was a really good point you made. You can keep sharing.
You have to believe the opposite of what reality is. It honestly is. You can go to church and find 10 pedophiles, and you will not find.
What are you talking about? She just didn't say nothing about pedophiles. Like, what are you talking about? Shut
That is
up.
kind of a rare occurrence.
You want to talk about grooming and how
listen.
You want to talk about grooming and how
you're
grooming
going
works?
like way
Go
into
to a
left
church.
field. You're not comprehending what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I can't control that, and I can't help
Everybody
you
else
can't
gets what
comprehend
you're
it.
saying.
You're neglecting
Attitude,
to
though.
understand what you're saying.
We get what you're
I know
saying,
exactly
Attitude,
what I'm
and that's a
saying.
really good point, and I haven't heard that made before, and I really appreciate that because that is true. And I wonder what the agenda is with that, because women are seen as a safe place, right? Like, especially when you're talking about children. Let's say a kid is lost in a store and you've been taught that, okay, anybody in a skirt is like safe for me to go talk to.
Which is
know,
technically
Exactly.
true.
what does that
But
really
if you're a
Anything
mean?
that
woman in a skirt, that's
breaks
technically
down the
true.
instinct of a child, which is a safeguard that
Which is
especially
still
women
true.
and women are born with, and children. When you break that down, that is very dangerous to children, and that matters above anything and everything else.
Which
There's
is
no
technically
argument
true.
you can give that is more
Anybody,
important than the safety of children. The
anybody,
safety of trans does not go over the safety of children.
Yeah, I
anybody
agree.
that is in a
Okay.
skirt is technically safer than my picture. A white
What?
What are you?
Then you're what?
I think that
I
you
just
just
said
want to.
exactly
You
what
just
you
want
said.
to. No, that is not what I said whatsoever. No, nobody said that. Nobody said that everybody in a skirt is safe. You are only listening to speak. You are not listening to understand. That's all there is
The
to it.
projection is incredible.
Your
So
linguistic
yes,
manipulation.
No,
of
I
the
mean
for
you
situation
gotta
doesn't
say that if
change
most
it.
people understand what she's
good
talking
God.
about, and you're the one
Yeah,
Yes.
the
yeah.
So
outlier.
a
That's not
child,
how it works.
a
Listen,
child that is looking for a
linguistic
safe
If a child is
place
lost in
manipulation
the
does not
store, they're
going
most
to
change.
go
likely
to a
gonna go
woman.
to an
Anything.
older woman
Right.
or a
This is what I'm
woman.
saying. This is
They're
what I'm
not gonna
saying.
approach a man.
This is what
It's
I'm saying. So a
Well, no,
child
right.
going
for a
so a
child, a
child
woman is
going
who you're gonna
to
want to
find a
approach.
safe place is going to go to a woman, and a man dressed as a woman is just as safe.
You're a
Statistically,
You're
joke.
Not,
You're a
missing.
I
joke.
can
He's
tell,
You're
Mary
trolling.
missing the
Lane.
He's definitely
point that
trolling.
there's a
no,
lot.
Unless
I'm
he's
not.
wearing like
The
some
statistics prove it.
hose, some
I
He's
can
trolling.
pantyhose from
show
the
There's a
you.
whole
80s.
deeper aspect to it that you're completely missing, and that's what I'm
I
saying.
can show you that trans
You
people
are
are
just
safer
missing.
than my picture, a white male.
Again, we are
You're
not talking
missing
about
what
trans
You
you're
can't
people.
compare it because
missing.
the
I'm
population
talking
is
about the
quite different,
people that are going
right?
to
The population
hijack.
size is quite different. You can't compare it.
I am talking about the
So
people that are
let's not
hijacking
do
No, no,
the
that.
no. So I
transgender
follow.
ideology for
Right.
another agenda. I'm not
I
talking
Exactly.
follow.
about
I
actual trans
follow.
people.
The
I
cross
follow people.
dressers, the fetishizers, the people who are
Like,
not
okay, yeah, a
actually
drag queen.
trans.
Okay, a drag queen. Do you know what that
No,
is?
because
It's
But
drag queens
we're
know
not
that
no,
talking
they're
no,
about
no.
men.
transgender.
I had a joke when I was younger that I made, and it was, I thought I
It's
was
like
a
you
good.
have to believe what's not real.
No, no. I made a joke. And it was of poor taste when I was younger, but I thought it was funny, and I still think it's funny. I got fired for it, but I'm going to say it because it's not bad. I said,
Wow,
"What's
shit.
the difference between a drag queen and a tranny?" And I was like, "One walks in the day.
You said
One
one
comes
what in
out
a day?
one comes out in the daytime."
I'm done. Why would
Why?
you say that at work?
Because it was real, and they were arguing with each other. They were all doing
Oh,
each
that you
other's
got
wigs.
fired.
I worked at a hair salon. They were all doing each other's wigs,
And
and they
this
were all
is why
bitching
people
at each
that
other.
try to
And
transition
I thought I was going to be
smoke
funny and
cigarettes.
be a part of their group, and they just stared at me like, "You shouldn't have said that." And I was like,
That
"What?
is funny.
One comes out in the
That's
day. One because one lives their life that way. Like I get it, but it was supposed to be fun." And
Oh
I got in
This is
so
God.
why
much
people that try to transition
trouble.
commit suicide.
Okay, but see, you're the one
done.
that's trying to. You're the one that's trying to implement bullying in this situation. You're the only one doing that. I said
Who am
nothing
I
to that
bullying?
effect. You're
How am I
talking
bullying?
about
He's
before
trolling.
they transition, they commit suicide. That's not what I even my initial point or anything is. So here's the thing:
No, I
the
didn't say that.
safety of
Fatima said that.
the safety and mental state of transgender people never comes above or before the safety
I
of
didn't say that.
children. That's what my point is. I'm not saying you did. You're not listening again. You want to keep cutting me off instead of
You did.
listening. Go right ahead. Keep cutting me off because just because you do that is not changing what my point is and what I'm saying. All it's doing is making it difficult to understand.
No, I've already disproven your point. Your point is
Okay,
that
then why are
I
you still
think you
talking?
keep
You're trying
derailing
to
her. Let her
argue and
just
say
make
that
her
I'm
point.
saying things I'm not. Because right now, if nobody notices, we have a normalization of pedophilia trying to implement into society,
I agree.
and they
and
are
you're looking in the
using
wrong place.
they are Are you going to
You're
listen or are you going to
looking
interrupt? You want to
purposely.
cut off
I
or you want
believe.
to
I believe purposely looking in the wrong place.
Sir,
You want to
how many
blame.
times have you
You
had
want to blame
pedophiles? How
certain
many times have
people
you
for
been violated
that
by
problem.
pedophiles? Because
How
But
you
are
say
you
it.
looking
it's
in the wrong place when you have people advocating
And
for getting
you're part of the
children's
problem.
surgery? Why are people concerned about the reproductive status of children? They wanna have medical intervention on a child.
Why
that's
are
Why?
exactly
guns
right.
not
What
being
would
discussed with
No,
compel
no,
children
guys.
when
Did you?
today?
in
No, no. Did you not recently? No, guys. Did you not recently the transgender? What is it? Minnesota Senate, right?
Yes.
Transgender person wanted to. They wanted children to have access to pornographic content,
Why?
That's
That's not
right?
weird.
true.
The
Yep. And
That's
That's
that
not
that's
true.
weird.
not
you
like
Why?
that's the thing, where it's
That's
just
not
a
true.
it's a slippery slope.
It's not
It
true.
Mhm.
literally it is.
I
That's
can't.
not.
I couldn't.
I
you
have the
There's
know.
no
video on my
why
no.
to it. There's
I
no
literally
answer to
tried
the
to post that
why.
video, and
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's
got
like
that video took down by
there's no
TikTok.
convincing him. I mean, it's like you
You
believe what you
cannot
want to
prove
believe.
anything you believe.
Yeah, I just
It's
ignore
not
him
a
at
belief. It
this
was
point.
said,
It is
and I
believed.
can. You want me? You
There's
want me
fact,
to?
and then there's
Now,
No,
see,
opinion.
nobody
it's
can
yeah,
prove
it's
anything to
100%
you
said.
because you don't stop interrupting people long enough for anybody to make a point to you. So your
But
points will never
but
come across to you
but
ever.
devil's advocate, listen. So you hear how they want to advocate corn for children, right? But then you have
Hmm.
states like Florida, they want to impose a penalty on sex workers who are adults. They're doing work and they're being fairly compensated, right? Consensual adults. They want to impose uh punishment on them, but then they want to further and further kind of deviate the youth and expose them to this hyper kind of environment. Even movies like SpongeBob are it's things are not how it used to
That's what
be
it
when
used to
I
be,
was growing
baby.
up. The toys for
Yeah.
children are very vulgar. There's a toy, I did a video on this a while ago, a toy called Bag of Butts, like literally for
Acceptable.
3-year-olds. It said for three year
Unacceptable.
olds Bag of
Unacceptable.
Butts, and it's a toy. When you open it up, it's a bag, and everything has a butt on it. Now when I was growing up, we had Captain Underpants, and I get it, it's funny, it's a gag, it's gross, but what is this obsession with like genitalia and sodomy? What are the
Let's
spiritual
No,
say this.
implications of that?
There is many
Where
different
the fuck did
factors.
sodomy come in?
Well, because the whole point is it's not just right now the discussion we
Remember
were
Captain
having was
Underpants.
about transgenders, but there's many factors that go into making my point of all of it leads to a problem of the normalization
That you can't
and things
prove.
are being hijacked, things are being used and abused in order to push that agenda.
You
I mean,
can't prove.
what do you mean I can't
You
prove it?
can't prove that that's happening.
Girl, he only knows 6 words. That's all
Yeah,
he
I
can
can
say.
prove it, but proving it to you is going to be impossible because you're
No,
not
no.
willing
Show
to
me
listen
facts
and
and that's
learn.
it. Show me stats. Show me facts. Show me where the study shows
No.
that that's happened.
You know, you want me
It's
to
pretty simple. It's
here's
pretty
what
I
I'm
easy.
not
literally
giving
just
you.
gave you two
You
stats
can't
and you
deny
It's
said
this.
pretty
no.
simple. You didn't give me any
I
stats.
All you
did.
gotta
I gave you
Google and
I
two.
be
Which
on
is
the
what?
I
live at the
said I
same
gave you
time.
one from the Williams Institute and one from the National
Which
Institute
is
of Health.
not
You said
true at all.
no. Right. So then
13%.
why the fuck
The
would somebody waste their
suicide
time
rate
looking up a
was
stat when
right.
that's all you're gonna say is
The
no?
suicide rate
who
was
cares?
right,
Shut
but the
up.
other stat was not right.
look
Stats are
up
always proof. Stats can be
no
completely incorrect. Let's just talk about that right there.
no.
What's
You
it
can look
called?
up Minnesota Democrat Lynn Fink.
The simple fact
Literally
that
just recently.
let's talk about the fact
No,
that
look
they
up
can
But
call
Minnesota Democrat
pedophiles
Lynn Fink.
But
defensive
devil's
now.
advocate,
I'm
that's
gonna call
why
them now.
and I'm not trying to get back on the topic of it, but when you talk about things like the Epstein files and we think about the government, if you understand how the government works, there is a lot of energetic work, there's a lot of spiritual work going on behind that.
How many
And the things that
trans?
they
How
were
many
doing
trans in the
were
Epstein
for
files?
ritual purposes and energy harvesting. And if you don't think that our media influences us on a larger scale for energy harvesting, especially for things like the Super Bowl, these monthly rituals that we have that center everybody's energy, like you
How
not
many
want.
trans in the Epstein files? You guys are looking in the wrong place.
I'm not even wasting my time reading the
There
Epstein files
actually
because
was a
nothing in
trans
there is new
doctor.
and
There
nothing is
actually
false.
was one of the top trans doctors in communication with Epstein, and he was talking about his
He's
findings
about to prove
and
my
Yes.
point
talking
right
about
now.
his advocacy for getting children transitioned. And they look it up.
You just proved my
And
point right
then
now
look it
with
up.
that right
What's his
there.
name?
Boom. Prove my
Look
point
it
of
up.
exactly what I'm saying. There's your facts. There's your proof of exactly
What
what I'm talking about with the hijacking of the transgender ideology being
what are your
used for
stats?
pedophilia.
Say it again. I missed it.
Yep.
It's not a stat. It is an
You just
email
said
to
there's
the
your stat.
Epstein file.
Show, what
No,
did you
Just
say?
there's the
look up
proof, not
trans
stat.
doctor and
I do.
Epstein. Just
I
look
do.
up the
You
emails.
don't.
God, are you that lazy?
I look it up. You don't.
Well, look
You
it up.
made the argument.
I
But I
cannot take
mean,
it
Show me
anymore. Can
your
you please
evidence.
I know
drop him?
you're
He has
impossible
nothing to
to like
offer.
have
Like,
an adult
Show
conversation.
me
please.
your evidence.
Thank
I
you so
Okay,
You
okay.
gotta
much.
go with
Thank
your own
you.
fingertips and go type it in and go look at it yourself. I can't come over there and bring it to you.
I
I
just
bet
feel
you
like we'll
can
have
look
a
it
much
yourself.
better
Okay.
discussion,
Okay.
like with meaningful people. You guys are
Yeah.
smart.
Plus,
It'll be
yeah,
easier for him
it's
now
like
that
we
he's
constantly have
not
to
in
look
the
up.
live. He's not in the live, so now he can
I mean,
Google
I
and
just
look
don't
for
understand what the argument is. I
you know,
didn't come in here
like
on
for
an
me,
attack on
I can't
anybody. I was just
Google
making
and
a
live at
point.
the same time.
He can
I
run your engagement up from the comments. That's fine.
Fatima, Fatima, is that correct?
Yeah.
I think so.
Hello, bitch. Why the fuck do you look ugly with them fucking 4 eyes? You fucking fat.
Okay, let's not do that. I don't know why you come up just to insult people.
Like no, like Fatima like has been saying some serious truth, and I love it because
No, yeah, I agree with
like
a lot of
I
what Fatima said.
interrupted her just to be. I didn't mean to be rude, but I'm like I'm interrupting her to say, "Oh my god, I love
I'm
it."
sorry. I didn't mean to snap on you. I just,
No, it's okay
that
because
dude
you
was
didn't know what I was
overstimulating
no,
saying.
me, and I
you
was
you
just.
only
You
one
didn't know.
person
I was
has
like,
been rude.
"Girl,
You
I can't. I love it."
no,
She is
I only
popping.
found one person to be rude. I don't think you were rude at all.
Oh, she's great. Well, no, I mean, I slowed down after that. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I
No,
mean,
it was just
interruption
that
is
other
gonna
guy.
happen in
I was
conversation, but
triggered.
he was being just
But
rude.
she was just saying it better than I can say it. You know, like I get nervous and I say things my own way, and sometimes it rubs people. I might not word it right. I might just misword it, but I might have different intentions.
Yeah, but
So
your tone is very soft. Your tone is very,
Mm.
very
yeah, but the other people
non-argumentative,
walk
and
on it too. So you know, I can get cornered pretty easily.
I mean, I just think that this is something that I have picked up on a while back. I started paying attention, and things have come to light, and it has now become full circle to me that there's a major issue that everybody keeps ignoring when it comes to
Mhm.
this trans stuff. And like I always state, I'm not on attack on anybody that's trans because it's not my business. If they have gender dysphoria, if they have mental problem, whatever it is, I'm not a psychologist, so it's not for me to fix them or to tell them that they're wrong. I have an issue with there's other factors that are happening, other things that are going on, and it's not just the transgenders that is being used in this whole
Mhm.
agenda. There's a lot of things. I just went on the transgender because that was the topic, but I mean, I'd probably have a list of a good 25 different things that are all leading up to the normalization of pedophilia, which is the grooming of children, because pedophiles only offend children, right? So this whole thing is going to affect children more than it's going to affect anybody. And if it keeps being ignored, complacency is what has got us where it is now. The reason why they feel like they can be called MAPS, minor attracted persons, and say they want to be considered
Oh
an
God.
orientation like everybody else is because society has just kind
We
of
both grown
been
to.
complacent and let it happen. And now here we are, we're faced with calling them pedophiles is now an offensive,
A
which is
slur to them or something.
absolutely outlandish. There should be no, I'm sorry, that's one type of human being that I don't care if I
Well,
offend them.
I get what you're saying too, and what that's it's like there is no glorification. You can't do that. We're not going to allow that as a society to glorify that kind
But
of
it's
thing.
happening already.
Um,
It's right.
Yeah, we
It's
definitely
been
already do
happening.
as a
well, that's the thing.
society.
That's the thing. It's like
They're very
that it's
manipulative.
not if it's not they're not being glorified. What is being glorified is the exploitation of our children.
Mm-hmm.
Like
And that's
so it's like they're gonna exist. Like there's always a section of weird that
mm-hmm.
people will
Yep.
exist in, but what we don't have to do is make our children available to them.
No,
You
Um,
and
okay?
you
I
know,
want to say one
yeah.
quick thing before Ebony goes, because I feel like an agenda that is rapidly getting children to that space is the loss of children's spaces. We had Disney Channel, we had Nickelodeon. Now these kids have streamers. Now they're on the internet. They are
Mhm.
isolated. They have these talking heads. Who's that one guy, Nick Fuentes or whatever? I think
yeah,
that's his
Ah,
name. The
yeah.
one there was a clip of him in the train station or something. These kids walked up and they were like, fuck women," because that's the kind of stuff he talks about. And he was so embarrassed because he was on his stream, and it's like, look at how you're influencing the youth. But yeah, the I think that's very intentional. Kids don't watch Cheetah Girls. They got baddies now. Like, they don't have
yeah.
any
Yeah.
appropriate media that is.
Even our stuff was
Yeah,
kind
but
Nickelodeon was
there's
actually kind of
a
raunchy. It
ma-
was kind of cutting edge.
a
Mm,
major
It was
responsibility
more
lies on
than we
parents for
needed.
that.
Like they're getting even more than that. Like I mean, Ren and Stimpy. I mean,
mm.
it was every Sunday, and we went to church every Sunday. And Mom was like, "Before church, you're really gonna watch that?" But
Right.
my dad was like, "But it's on before church."
hmm
Right.
I'm
I mean,
like,
I think it's up to parents to do their job as parents with their children, and it's not necessarily up to other adults to make sure that your kids are safe. But at the same time, the kids are all over the internet. I don't think that they can be sheltered from anything unless parents are
Mm-hmm.
doing their job, because my daughter's always had access to the internet, but me and her father have been always been extremely monitoring and very, very strict, very open. My daughter's been very aware of everything since she was young, and the talks continue. They don't stop. Um, we have constant talks about internet safety and this and that. Now, they're exposed to things in this world that kids shouldn't be exposed to. That's been since the beginning of time. But the problem is that we have a lot of lazy parents, and the lazy parents are also part of the
Yeah.
problem, because the pedophiles need access to your children, and if you are not on top of it, and if you are not a very vigilant, proactive parent and very aware parent, you are putting your children at risk of being, and they're looking for those vulnerabilities.
well,
So
also
yeah, I mean,
that goes with why we don't want to over sexualize a child for any
absolutely.
reason. Because if they start putting on makeup and trying to look as adults, which is the first thing most girls love to do, once they
Yep.
start getting their real face, they go through their phases. They're like, I'm going through my chubby face. I'm going through but then once they start getting it, they grab it, and makeup is their ability to make them look older. And if you tell them that they can do that and manipulate people, they accidentally get in situations they never signed up for.
Absolutely. When I was younger, I was allowed to wear makeup. I think it was like the sixth grade. I think that's too young to be going the full face of makeup to school. You're still not um,
Well, because even
aware.
when what if the child, and I'm not, because I know it does happen. I was, because I'm gay. When I came out, my parents did it. I liked the way they did it. They kind of always knew, and they
Mhm.
waited for me to kind of come to them, except for my mom when she actually they were waiting until my mom took my cell phone. I got grounded. She took my cell phone. She read through my text messages. I was saying I was dating a girl named Erin, but in the phone it was spelled like a male Aaron.
Yeah.
And she was like, "So your girlfriend, like Michael, we come downstairs." My mom's Mary Poppins, by the way. She shits cupcakes. My mom is the sweetest thing you'll ever like, and she's beautiful too. She's actually stunning.
Well, Mary
And
Poppins is great, so.
oh yeah, no, she embodies that. So I'm like, I mean, she made a gay almost. I mean, I joke about it. I hope no serious person's on here like, see, it was a choice, and they, no. My mom was just a really good mother to have a gay son too.
I want to give Ebony a spotlight. I want to give Ebony any thoughts so far.
Hi. So I don't know if I should only come here if I'm like an op, but I agree with everything. um, I do believe the modern protesters and activists, um, they, like you kind of say in your description, they destroy cities, they don't really care about America. And I feel like if you don't like it here, you can leave.
Yep.
So that's for number one. Number two, I do agree with that because basically a lot of, not all of them, but a lot of trans people are anti-women, and they'll call you transphobic if you don't want to date a trans person. I had that happen to me the other day where I got booted out because I said that I like to date biological, man. I've always been that way. And they said, oh, well, you're transphobic, you're a pedophile, you're everything. And they booted me out. And I just feel like that's their testosterone coming out. So,
Yeah, they attack.
Problem with this ideology too. That's another issue.
yep. I was called every name under the book, like every single thing.
Phobia has a different meaning now. If you look it up on the internet, it says something you fear and something you don't like. But if you go get an old dictionary, phobia is actually something you fear. So to not like transgenders is not transphobic.
Yeah.
It just means that you have the right in this country to say that I'm not okay with that. But
I agree. I 100% agree. And,
there's a linguistic manipulation that's happening to change everything, which that's the whole point. It's dangerous.
Yep. I agree. I agree with that. And I do agree with number 3 as well. I do believe.
Before we go, let's before we go to number 3, and I'll let you start out with number 3. But I want to end out number 2 to saying that I don't care what adults do. Just don't push anything onto kids. And I really don't like transgender women trying to invade women's spaces, right? I mean, we should fine if we want to build a space for them. I don't really mind that. I'm not going to cry about it. So that's my thing for number 2.
We're not shields for men. Women are not shields for men. If you have a problem with men, the men need to take it up with men, not put women to be their shield of protection from men. That's just plain and simple.
All right, so we could go to number 3. Let me just explain it from my part. I believe abortion is murder, and for women to dodge accountability, I think, and I find it, if abort supporters, if they support abortion, they should definitely support men saying yes or no to child support. I've said this before. I believe in pro-choice, but not pro-abortion. I mean, we're adults. Do what you want, but it doesn't mean that I support abortion, because I think it's just dodging accountability. You had sex with a man you either don't want or you want, but he don't want you, and you end up pregnant. So you're getting abortion to solve that problem.
Can we
So that's my view on that.
You put it much nicer than I would.
Gently, like, we're gonna be really good about this to each other on this one, because I know this one's like everybody has an opinion. But let's do it. Let's do number 3.
So the thing is that
Yeah, I want to promote respect. I want to
absolutely.
Yeah,
respect everyone's
I'll do it
opinions.
nicely
Right.
too.
Now,
I want to do it nice.
But
the reason.
I want to let
No, I'm
Ebony.
always
I
scared.
want to let
People are
Ebony.
scary.
Go ahead.
I want to let Ebony start
Okay.
with it. So
So yeah, I mean,
let's Ebony. Let's go.
yeah, I'll be
That's
quick.
Ebony.
So yeah, like I'm, not really a supporter of abortion. I do know, um, like you said, it can be, consensual or whatever, but at the same time, I do know that, sometimes it's not consensual and it results in a baby, but there are resources that can help women, maybe men too, but women when that happens. There's safe boxes, things like that, at firehouses where the mother will not be prosecuted, and the child can still have like a chance at life. So, yeah, that's how I feel about number 3.
Yeah, does everybody know why Roe versus
Okay.
Wade was overturned? Do we know why it was? I know
It
why it was.
wasn't
I just wanted
overturned.
to
It
know.
was given back to the
Yeah.
states.
Well, what I'm saying is they
Yeah.
overturned it they overturned the case Roe versus Wade, and it was given back to the states because originally it was only for medically necessary and very very certain circumstances was it legal. Now Roe versus Wade changed that, and basically what happened is it was taken advantage of. I agree. I think abortion has been used as birth control.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Mhm.
I think the pro-choice should occur before you put yourself in the position to get pregnant with the pregnancy you don't want. Um, I I don't I disagree with people doing it, but I'm not going to argue and tell another woman that she can't do it, she shouldn't do it. I may give her a reasoning as to why maybe she could think about another decision. But the problem is now if somebody is raped, if somebody's 11-year-old daughter ends up pregnant by a non-consensual now to say that okay, well we'll do it because of that, you're going to have how many going in there now saying, oh well, I was non-consensual, so and it's going to be used and abused. Abortion has been abused so much that here we are now where we are today, that the rights have been stripped a little bit, but that's the fault of irresponsible
Where
adults.
is the actual abuse happening at, though?
What do you mean?
Because if you're electing for a medical procedure on yourself, who is being abused other than
Well,
yourself
what
and
I
your
mean
own
is like they're
uterus?
abusing the so I knew a girl when I lived in Tennessee. I worked with her at my job, and she was all over the place. She had no problem laying down. 1 year, in 1 year's time, she had 7
Oh
abortions. That
no.
was abuse of that medical procedure, because now here we are, some states are
Right.
wanting
But
to
it sounds
allow it.
like she obviously has an extenuating mental health issue going on as well. And that's my frustration with this conversation,
I
because it's like,
mean, you as an adult, you can decide to not do the
right,
have
if you
sex with
have
somebody
if you
to
have
protect
sound mental
yourself.
health. But if
Okay,
you're not,
but men, that's not a mental health is not an excuse to have 7 in a year. I mean, that's just 1 year.
it's not, but it's a consequence of it. Here's my thing, because
I
people
understand what
include
you're
so
saying.
much of their shame. What I'm hearing
Let's don't
is a
talk over each
lot
other.
of shame, a lot of sexual shame, and it clearly comes from this Christian ideology that we live under, being in America. But the truth of the matter is, the only abuse that you're enduring is from your own uterus and your own psychology. Is it a good thing to have 7 abortions in a year? Absolutely not. But it happens because people have problems. People, obviously, somebody having that many abortions is not of sound mind. Usually, people who have abortions already have children. So it's not even like, oh, you're taking away the opportunity to be a mother. And then here's the thing: what is the measure of a mother? Because who's to say, okay, I'm 30 years old, I got all my own shit, I don't have kids, and I would be a horrible mother. I would never have kids. You know why? Because I know I don't have the emotional bandwidth. But
Well,
somebody
let
else,
me
other
ask you a
people look at
question.
my life and they
Fatima.
insist that I have kids. I love my
Fatima, I
kids
think
so
you would
much that they
answer
don't
this way.
exist.
This would answer. I want you to answer this one because I do have a question. Because it just popped in my head as you were speaking. So if you were to um have a few, let's say a few abortion or what's the word we're using for it? Anyway, a few whatevers.
Procedure is a procedure.
I'm trying to get past that, and
Mm.
so uh, do you think that the medical part should be documented where when that time comes, let's say you are ready to do it, that they put any criticism on you for your past um, decisions? Because my main thing about when you are going to do this procedure is males they have two things they can do. Uh, we know they can wrap it up. They can also freeze, tie, and they can untie. That's the thing people forget
Hmm.
is that we can untie.
Yeah.
So if I get a vasectomy, that actually, like, if I want to be with somebody for real, we want to live life for real, the way we say we want. And I say I don't want a baby for another 6 years, but I want to have all of you the way I want to have you. All right. Well, yeah, that's the passion and the love you want to have. So I could get 6 years wrapped up, right? Like I could just fix it. But I still would ask if you wouldn't mind um to have birth control. Take the pill a day. I remember my mom's. It looked like Pez. I almost ate them. Um, luckily she found me, but it was that one a day, and she said it helped her. It helped the hormones. It helped the cramps. It helped acne. Uh, regulation is just. She's like I'm not pregnant, so like she just. I think we have to be. We can't just discredit um uh that we have these things. I never hear people speak of the preventions that we have always had. They like that conversation seems primitive. Nobody
Mm.
mentions it. We have all of these preventatives, but now when we speak of the higher cases, like I was hearing earlier, that's different. That's different, and you should go to police, and you should be checked out, and they will make sure you. I mean, let's say all fails. Let's say we made a big fail, you do have plan B, and then uh
But here's the
if you
thing,
get
as a
hurt,
woman,
you can go to the doctor, and they'll do a test and make sure you're good.
Martini, land the plane.
but
But I will say, let's say you did accidentally get past a certain point. I'm kind of around the month, like 90 days. You should know biologically. Let's say if you're like not doing any of those things and you biologically got impregnated. If you've missed like 2 full cycles and you're going on the third, I think you should at that point you have when your body has changed, and that's where I
mm,
want to leave the leeway to that, is if that seems logical.
What, like well, a lot of people don't find out until 6 weeks, and a lot of the states that have the 6 weeks noticed, I mean, that's no time.
Usually by
So, and then you
9 months,
have
yeah.
cryptic pregnancies where you don't even know you're pregnant. So I
And
just
here's
feel
the
like
thing.
any parameters on a decision you want to make with your body, I think it's ridiculous. And I think it's
Well,
very
I
archaic that
think
like us as
I
humans
think,
are doing that.
but there's still, as adults, we hold a
and
responsibility
and,
to things.
and
So
that's the point I was trying to make though. I was trying to say that like as a woman, me, I don't have them problems because I'm not going around getting skeeted in. That's
mhm.
nasty.
Yep.
It's not safe, and it's not like that doesn't align with the type of time I'm on. I've actually been single and celibate for the past 3 years. I've had one abortion, and that's when I was in a long-term relationship. And here's the thing, he he's an idiot. I track my ovulation, I track things. He did something very irresponsible, and a lot of the times when people find themselves pregnant, that's exactly what happens. They find themselves pregnant. They a lot of people do not participate in family planning, and for me, I felt the minute I felt my body change, I called Planned Parenthood. Like, I don't play no games like that. And like I said, the abortion I had, I was in a long-term relationship, but I practice sexual health. I wear protection. So yeah, I think it's
But
absolutely
what was
disgusting.
your time? How long did it take till you were in a
Yeah, I
lab?
was right. That's the thing. I was right at the 6 weeks mark, but that's the thing. I'm in a state where it's a little more
I
liberal.
didn't say 6 weeks. I said longer.
I know you said 90 days, but but that's the thing. Some women go their whole pregnancy and they go to the bathroom one day and end up in labor. Like, they
Mm.
literally don't even know that they're pregnant. It happens
Yeah,
a
there's
lot.
been many
So
cases of that actually. Yep, that happens a lot.
I think
Happens.
I
I mean, you're
agree.
having a baby. You're having a baby right then, right there. I mean, you're having it. There's no.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
definitely
I think the
circumstances
It's
sexual
that.
coming to
education
life.
in this country is piss poor, and I think a lot of women do need to practice better cookie management. But
It's
that's a mental health thing. That's a
but then
self-esteem
you have a
thing. That starts in the
responsibility
home.
to take care of your mental health too. Like that can't always be allowed to be an excuse to be
It's
irresponsible and
not
doing
an
certain things.
excuse. When I say that, it's not an excuse. That is the consequence. That's what people don't understand. That's internalized ableism. It's a
Cause and
consequence that
effect.
people are
Cause and
suffering. When
effect.
somebody, listen to me, when somebody has a ain't shit ass baby daddy, and their mama has done it and their grandmama has done it, and they have gone through generations of doing the same shit and haven't escaped that, that is have you heard of a generational curse? These things
That was
combine,
exactly.
these things compound into mental health issues. These are ailments that affect people mentally, financially, spiritually, physically. They're more inclined to have certain conditions. So I'm not saying it like, oh, she has mental health, don't say anything bad. I'm saying it as, damn, she has mental health issues. If she doesn't address this, her and her children will suffer for generations. I'm not saying it as an excuse.
I mean, you're talking like you just described my life. I'm not in the mind frame I am now because that's how it's been my whole life. I had to get myself here and put myself here.
Right,
Now,
you had to
I
work at it.
I am my stance on this does not come from a religious standpoint. I don't believe that I think people use religion as an excuse for things a lot, and mine doesn't come from a religious standpoint because I do believe there are many circumstances that sometimes abortion is necessary, absolutely necessary. And yes, if I wouldn't want, I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I wouldn't want her to come and me force her and say, you know, this is what you don't have a choice. Now that to me that's something that's workable. That's something that can be um I can't think of the word. My point is that what is being pushed right now, and anytime I have this conversation with anybody online, their entire point to me is that um oh, it is women's health. Okay, it is women's health, but when you're not treating it as a health thing and you're treating it as you get to go out and party every weekend and you can have multiple a year and be promiscuous and irresponsible and act like that and then just be like, "Oh, well, I can just go have this procedure. I'm not worried about it." That creates an issue. That's where I draw the line with it. Like I've always believed in my body, my choice, but I think that it's been taken advantage of in a lot of aspects to where
Right, but you
people
just
are
described somebody
opinionated.
who is being taken advantage of. Somebody who is partying every weekend, getting intoxicated and having unprotected smecks on a regular occasion, they're not of sound mind. And the people who are engaging in that with them are taking advantage of them. Are they responsible for a part of it? Yes. But these are more the consequences that I'm talking about. So I was just critiquing the tone, because a lot of the tone when people talk about these situations, they're coming from a place of sexual shame. They're always describing some random party girl, when a lot of the times the women getting abortions are some woman in the country who already has 4 kids. She can't afford another one. Her husband is a blue collar worker, and she got off work to go to the clinic because she's trying to hide the fact that she's getting an abortion. These are real life situations.
Me saying that
These
I'm
random
saying
party
about that is
girls.
not taking away from that. What I'm saying is that there's got to be a line of it being okay. Yeah, this girl may be promiscuous because she has mental health issues, but that should never mean that
But
it's
why
just
are you trying to
acceptable.
impose a line? Because you don't impose. Here's the
I'm not
thing.
forcing it.
Nobody's trying to
It's my
legislate.
opinion.
Here's
It's
the
not being
thing.
forced.
Nobody's trying to legislate these men who are impregnating a bunch of random women and abandoning them. Where's the legislation for that? Is there any state mandated castration for a man who has over 3 baby mamas and he's not married to any of them, supporting any of them? Why aren't we advocating for that?
No.
But y'all
I'm not
advocating
saying
for women making.
We're just
Hold on, hold
condensing
on.
the
Y'all
truth
advocating.
here.
Y'all advocating for women against making a sound decision to say, "Hey, I'm not going to bring this child in the world because I'm not in a situation to support them," and they just want to end it there. That's the responsible thing to do. But y'all don't want to say anything about the men who are impregnated. The man is a reason that the woman's pregnant in the first place.
Well, no, because
Yeah, it's
it
like
takes a woman to
guys.
Listen, wait,
consent
Guys need
to
to
guys,
come
get
with their.
pregnant.
I
So
would
the
love
man
to.
can't be 100% responsible for the pregnancy. Plus, the man also has no say in whether she has an abortion.
He has a
He
say
has to
on
say
it.
whether he got her pregnant in the first
I agree, and
place.
so
If
does
he's
she.
wearing
So does she.
a condom, they're 99
He
point,
also
like they're
has say
just
as
as
well.
effective as the birth control. So if both parties are doing it and it accidentally happens, then
But
I do think that they
I'm
have a
not.
discussion to
I'm
make.
not
I mean, they have a
advocating
decision to
for
make where
legislation
it's
on
theirs
limitation. The
as a
only
couple, I hope.
only
But you know,
legislation limitation that I believe should occur is the time limit. I don't think that
I
abortion
think
should be out. But again,
timeline.
like
I
I
think
said,
timeline to a degree.
I'm not
Like
telling other
I would
people
say
what
in the
they're
90
allowed to do.
days.
This is how I feel. It's my opinion. It's my choice. It's the way that I would do it. But I wouldn't like if you came to me right now and said, "Oh my gosh, I just found out I'm 4 months and I don't want to have it." You are good. That's your decision. I'm not going to put you down for it. And I'm one thing I want to point out very,
I
very
said,
clearly.
girl, you halfway
I
through.
don't have to. I don't shame
Pull
the
through.
promiscuous because, especially if you are young and single, I believe you should be able to live your life. You know, have fun. I have no problem with that. Like, I have zero problem with it. I don't look down on girls that are dancers. I don't look
But
down on
the babies have
OF
to
girls. I don't
leave. The
look down on any of
babies
that
have to
because
be there.
that's not my life. I choose for myself and I'm not judging their lifestyle choices. I just have an opinion and my opinion isn't meant to be that this is what you have to agree with and this is the way it should be because this is what I say. It's just how I feel about it and these are the personal choices I would make and I'm allowed to disagree with other people's choices and I'm allowed to disagree with their choices to be if you don't that's why I say all the time if you don't want to have them then there's ways you can prevent it from happening. You don't have to end up with the pregnancy and if just because you do I don't feel that being promiscuous because of mental health is an excuse to have abortion after abortion. That does not mean that that's not somebody else's
It's a
life.
consequence of it. It's not an
And,
excuse.
and I
It's a
mean,
consequence of it.
I
Because
coming from somebody
a
that
woman
suffered
of
from mental
sound
health my
mind would
whole
not
life,
even.
I can't sit here and fully agree with that statement because I didn't run around and that wasn't I didn't it wasn't accepted as a consequence. I believe
Well, you
that
probably
there's
had a loving and supportive home.
oh no
A lot of
ma'am.
people
No
have low
ma'am.
self esteem. Here's the
No
thing:
ma'am.
listen to
No
me
ma'am.
though. We are in a patriarchal society, so if you don't understand
We
how
always have
women
been.
are extracted and used for smecks literally routinely. Have you been around young boys when they are around ladies? How they talk about young ladies from
Absolutely.
kids?
Absolutely.
Then
It
right. So
shocked
then
I'm
you
not
me.
going to
It
get into
shocked me how
details of
they
my
do it
life, but
now.
I know all about this
When I
stuff
was younger,
firsthand. I'm not
I
talking
never
about
felt that.
anything that
right.
I
So then
don't
you
know
should
firsthand.
understand that we live in a
But I
system
also
where
understand that
women's bodies are extracted for smecks. And you should
I
understand that there are places where there are women in situations where they have such low self-worth or such a low self vision of themselves, where maybe the only time they were touched or loved or hugged was when they were sexually active. Some women are being trafficked. This is real life for
totally
people.
I think you're missing that. I think you're thinking that I'm disagreeing with that, and
No,
I
I'm just
understand the
frustrated because you're not
factors,
getting
but
it.
so you're frustrated, so you're not wanting to get what I'm saying either. So you let
You keep saying
frustration.
it's an excuse, it's a consequence. Nobody wants to have
I
low
mean,
self-esteem and
I
let niggas fuck on her and ghost
I
her
also
and get
believe that. So
pregnant.
are we
Nobody
going to
wants
take
that.
away? Are we going to take away that adults have accountability? They have accountability. I mean,
Right.
mental
And
health
that would
doesn't
be the
remove
same
your
girl sitting up
accountability.
pregnant and she's gonna make the better decision and say, hey, I'm broke. I just let this nigga fuck on me and he ghosted me. I'm not gonna go and have a revenge baby and ask for child support.
My revenge,
I'm gonna
baby.
eliminate this situation. I'm gonna
Going to
go back to
Judge
school
Judy.
and get my life together. How is that not the right thing to do? You can't, yes, it is. Nobody wants to get an abortion. People who are getting abortions don't want to be pregnant in the first place. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but see, the thing is, it's like
Just like
there's a
nobody
difference
wants to
of
go get their
opinion.
tires fixed,
I
but
don't
you
have
have
to.
to do it.
I don't have to agree with you for either one of us to be right or wrong. I'm stating my opinion. It's almost like you're trying to tell me that your opinion is the way it is, and I disagree. I don't think that I'm pushing it
Girl,
on
you
you.
just
You
keep
believe
trying
what
to
you
say
want.
that, like, I don't know. I just feel
There is
like you're
a
not
there
being
is
integral in
this is
the
not like
points that you're making, but
we're
somebody else
talking
came
like
in, so I'm gonna let them talk.
we're talking like you.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
not saying
Yeah.
this is every single case and every single person. Saying specifically that happens a lot. I'm not saying that that's every time the case. So you're totally taking what I'm saying is the entire that's the
Okay,
whole
I'm not
of
trying
my
to
point.
argue.
But you're
Okay,
right.
okay, okay.
You're
Let's
getting upset. I
let's give
totally
someone
get
else
it. It's
some.
my opinion. I'm not saying that that's what everybody else has to believe, and you're the one that you're getting frustrated with me, and I don't understand what's frustrating. Like you
Because
can
you're slut
disagree with
shaming,
me.
but somebody else joined the panel, so
Never
let them
once.
talk.
Never once did I slut shame.
You did, but it
What
doesn't
I'm
matter.
saying
Let
is
somebody
that
else talk.
I don't agree with you going out and doing that and not taking any accountability. So we're just going to completely remove people's self
Oh
accountability.
my
I'm
god.
the slut. I'm ashamed. Now let's move
Okay,
on.
guys. Okay, guys. Let's. We don't need to go. We don't need to be upset about it. Shinigami. Any thoughts?
Chicago? Sorry.
Um, I mainly came up just so it wasn't cut off anymore. I don't really think I have anything
Oh,
interesting to add,
okay.
to
No,
be
it's fine. It's
honest.
fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. So I kind of wanted to. I
I
mean,
apologize.
I do understand.
Stepped away and I came back and I interrupted. My bad.
It's okay. It's okay. I kind of. I mean, I understand everyone's point. My thing is that, like I said, right. I understand what Fatima's saying. Um, and again, we're adults. You do what you want. I get it. Generational curses. I get. Certain women have had a terrible upbringing. I and you know what, you have a view of the world that's trying to be beautiful. I would say more reality is that the world is unfair. I mean, if you've grown up with a bad life, it's how unfair the world is. But it doesn't, in my opinion, it's never the best thing to, because I think a lot of these cases, right? Again, not all cases, maybe not even majority cases, is that a lot of these women, yeah, they may get rid of, they may have the procedure because they want to go back to school, but I think a lot of cases that they have the procedure, they don't learn from that mistake, and they repeat it.
But
I
my
think
thing is,
if
how can the
if we
men
could say
opt
that one
out?
thing.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean,
I think this at the
but
end of the day,
nobody's saying that. I mean, I thought the
You're
conversation
saying
was
that it's
just
okay
about.
for a man to
I
opt
never
out of
said nothing about.
fatherhood, but
You're
a
the only one that
mom.
brought up
I was
men. I didn't
talking.
bring up
I'm not
men.
talking to you. I'm talking to the host. I'm just confused on how you were saying before how a man should be able to opt out of fatherhood, but a mother can't just stop the problem in the first place. That's completely
no, no,
throwing
no.
me off.
My thing is no. My thing, if you support abortion, then you should support men being able to opt out of it. Now, I don't necessarily support abortion, and I don't support men opting out of their supporting their children.
I get
That's
Oh,
not
that.
what I'm
okay. I
on.
guess
I'm
you're
It's,
just
it's the,
consistent
it,
then.
it's
if you're
the,
on the same board of that,
I get
yeah,
it because it's saying like, one gets a choice in both matters, and it's supposed to be that we both have a choice in the matter. Is that what you're saying?
correct. I think yeah, I think both people shouldn't dodge accountability.
But she
You
has a
had a
Well,
point
child
yeah.
with
there.
I
a
mean,
certain
it
Just
man,
takes two
because
and
to tango,
just because
right?
women can have an
yeah,
abortion doesn't mean that a man should be able to opt out. He also made the decision, like she said. She's not wrong in that aspect. I just didn't. And when I was saying about men, I thought we were just talking about the women aspect of abortion because men should not just be able to opt out
Well,
just
that's
because.
why we should have like we
I mean, he
maybe
also
the
made a
90-day.
irresponsible
There
choice
has to
and
be a
got the girl
limitation because there
pregnant.
is a point where there of no return. Like you're kind of like already almost there. Just let the baby live. Like
Yeah, New York has like late term. I don't really agree with that.
yeah, that's fine.
But I do feel like early stage, like if it's under the size of an avocado, go for it. I mean,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's
like I'm just kind of like I'm like I think
This is
it
one of
should
those
just be
things that a lot of people are just
logically
never going to always
where
agree on every
your body
aspect
is
of it.
changing. Like Fatima said it. She's like, I knew when I knew. Like
yeah.
I know my body and I knew it. And I'm like, if we're doing that kind of stuff, we should be expecting aftermath if we are not doing all of the preventatives that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts that nobody talks about them. They're like, no, it's either abortion or no abortion. It's either right or it's wrong. I'm like, what
Yeah, I
about
think that's
what
I think
about the
nobody
fact
takes
that
care
we
of their
could
sexual
stop
health
it?
these days. And
Yeah, we
it's
could
too much
stop
ignorance and
it.
stigma. Even when we talk about STDs and STIs, people just have
Yeah,
like a negative connotation. I feel like
you
the
can
lack of
take a
education is
preventative.
embarrassing.
You can take a preventative nowadays that will prevent you from being able to contract HIV.
Mm,
Almost 100% guarantee that
mm,
person could have a undiagnosed full, undiagnosed and treated sickness, and you 100% clear.
mm.
That's unbelievable that we can do that. We have these things. Like, so me being
But
gay, that's like what we use is so the people that are on it, that are do have it, that have HIV,
okay,
they take
but
a
as a
pill.
gay
They
man,
take a
you
pill.
also know that they're abusing it because you know the gays be doing a doxy prep and then going to the Motel 6 thinking that that's going to protect them from everything. And
That's a
no, it's
different kind of,
not.
that's a clumsy gay.
That you know that's happening too. I feel like yes, we have a lot of access to resources, but I do feel like you said, like some people are abusing the resources that we
Well, and the
have.
thing is, so let's say we did prevent HIV. Well, that does not that has nothing to do with the other ones.
Right.
They
HPV can
also
cause cervical
HPV,
cancer.
herpes, they don't go away. They're just the same. They
And
stay
but
with you.
no, but the thing is, a third of the population has herpes. So it's like
Yeah,
that's
a
another
certain
thing. It's
they
like
have level.
why is there stigma over that? Like let's stop. Let's really educate
There's
people.
two types. You have the one and the two, and one is the lip, and one is where you get it genitalia. But and there's a stigma on it, just like HIV, just like everything. There's always a stigma. You will always like uh, uh, witnessed stigma and stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for anything different or anything that people don't understand. That's why I get frustrated because
It's interesting
I am
now,
a very
though,
precise person.
like it's interesting now in the gay community. I'm gonna just tell you a quick little story. It just take 2 seconds. So, like, I went on a date about 15 years ago. I'm 37. Um, and this guy seemed really nice, but it was a Starbucks date. And I was like, a Starbucks date? Different. Normally we don't do I don't do a Starbucks. It's such a weird, Starbucks.
Right.
And so we got along, everything was good, and at the end he just wanted to let me know that he had HIV and he was on medicine, he's undetected. Well, I was a baby in my brain, I was a new gay, or I was like just out, like going out in the world with it. And it frightened me. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, I heard what he said, that he was undetectable. He couldn't give it to me. I was like, I don't feel safe. I didn't feel safe. So he went to kiss me goodbye, and I gave him my cheek. And so years, I didn't think about it too much. I kind of was upset that such a good catch was somebody I didn't want to be with. And then later on, now we have people that are positive with people that are still negative. You know what I mean? Like because of the medicine. And I'm like, there's actually a lot of positive people out there.
Yeah, I have a friend that has HIV and she's married and she takes medicine. And her husband, they've been married 15 years. Her husband has not contracted it. She has it, but he doesn't.
Yeah, I was shocked. I didn't know. I was so ignorant, and that's my community. But I was a child in mind. I mean, I was barely 20. Well, actually,
Thank God he was an honest person and was upfront and told you. That's respectful.
I wish I remember telling my mom about that situation, like, because I was out of the closet, and she was like, you should have been sweeter. That was really mean. And I was like, I didn't mean to do that. And she goes, but that was really, like, unkind. And I was like, it was unkind, but I don't know his name, and she mentioned it. I think it was like a year or so ago. She actually mentioned it, and she's like, "Do you ever apologize to that guy?"
Oh my gosh, leave it to your mom to remember some shit like that.
I'm
Like, girl, go find something to do.
And she goes, "The Starbucks." I'm like,
You're
the
like
Starbucks
20 years later.
Right. Like, girl, why are you asking about that rando?
Like, what Starbucks guy? And she's like, when you were younger. And I was like,
I'm done.
Again, what
Your mom is
Starbucks
Mary
guy?
Poppins.
She was like the one that, had HIV. I was like, oh my God. No, I was like, that was so long. How do you remember?
Right.
I've only been on here with you for a short time, and I can't even see you being rude unless extremely provoked. I think that was more like maybe if you at all were not as nice as she thought, just out of discomfort and shock value of like, oh, I don't even know how to react to that. Because, I mean, that's a very serious situation. It would joke a joke, but that's very serious to be told that and have to like have that put in your faces. Oh my God, it's a reality that, So your mom definitely is Mary Poppins, though.
Well, she's really funny, but she does shit out cupcakes. I promise you. Like, she wakes up and she actually sings, and everybody talks about it that knows her. They're like, "Oh my God!" She literally wakes up and she's like, "La la la." It's awful, awful.
Have you ever had to dress up with Mary Poppins for Halloween?
Okay, so she's all about Halloween, and yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Mary Poppins is an awesome movie.
Yeah. She used to be a Sears model. Remember Sears?
Yeah.
Period.
I do remember those little catalogs. Everybody,
Yeah, yeah.
it was a big thing to be a
She
Sears
said my
model.
sister and I came together and they kept telling my sister to move to the side.
Damn. Dang.
And I know her sister and I'd tell her to move too.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get to number
Guys,
4. Let's do
guys.
number
Well,
4. We'll
I
get
mean,
back on
we
track.
kind of talked about number 4 already. Kind of talked about
Yeah.
number 4, kind of.
What's number?
So I mean, I
I
think
can't see 5 because it's kind of it's got some of the
But can we touch on 4 for 2 minutes though? Because I do want to know
sure.
how they're only focusing on Latin Americans. Weird. The Chinese, the Polish, the
I've seen the deport
Russians.
Asians.
Yeah,
I've seen them
some
deport Asians.
Asians, but it's like I don't know the hyper focus because we know that there is a
lately
cultural.
it might be the uh, what is Elon Umar?
I think it's probably because it's the easy access. I mean,
Somalian?
Mexicans is probably
Elon's from South
it's
Africa.
probably the
Yeah.
easiest.
Yeah,
But
But my thing is, what I was actually surprised by all this because it's like, okay, Trump is like supposedly this big capitalist guy. If these people are illegal immigrants, why wouldn't you want to continue to exploit their low labor? You know, not that it's a
because
good
it's
thing.
not legal.
But
It's not legal.
you said it's what?
Like, it's not legal. We can't
He don't
import
care about you. You're saying Trump cares about legality? Be for real.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying
Yeah. We have to. No. The country has to. I'm not saying Trump. I'm saying
Yeah.
It can't be done. He couldn't if he
Yeah,
wanted to.
he's going to leave office at some point, and that's got to be an issue dealt with, whether he's in
Yeah.
office or not. And it's been a
It's
problem before
illegal
he ever
to
came into
exploit them.
office.
We can't like exploiting them. Whoever has been
they
employing
already have
is-
been. Go
I
to
know.
any
Those are all
Lowe's
everybody that's
in the
done it is
Midwest. It's a bunch of
guilty.
illegals sitting outside of Lowe's waiting to get hired.
That is
I know, and
literally,
that's where
that is
you'll
literally
see
a
the National
horrible,
Guard.
horrible thing that this country has allowed to happen for all these years. It's very horrible because
We
first of
cannot
all,
allow it. It's like
no,
it's
no.
Here's my thing. I feel like they are mainly targeting communities that they feel like don't have a backing behind them. Like I haven't
They
seen
may
these nail
not, but
salons get
because they're
raided by ICE
illegal.
yet. I'm just
The
saying.
massage parlors,
Right. I haven't
Because they're
seen that.
illegal.
But I've seen
Mexican
restaurants, I've seen,
Yeah.
construction sites. I've seen places where certain demographics, they're gonna be there versus other immigrant demographics. They've been able to lay low. I don't
Let me
know.
ask you
It's
this: Do
almost
you
like
think they're
easy
going
access
in
rather than
willy
fairness.
dilly about it, or do you think they have intelligence before they do a procedure?
Of course, they might have some leads and stuff, but we've already seen them arrest American citizens and send them to countries they've never been before.
That was one person.
No, it wasn't just one person. And then they've
It wasn't
arrested like
American.
African Americans. It's like,
It
bro,
wasn't
where are you gonna take
American
us?
either. It wasn't an American. I think.
No, it was. There's been several cases of Americans being taken, and if not completely deported, detained for hours when they're a whole ass American citizen. Like,
I know that, like, okay, like kind of like the what's his name? The anchor that he used to be an anchor on CNN.
Don Lemon.
Yeah, that we have people that are interfering that get arrested for those reasons. Like I'm not saying like him, but he's a bad example. He doesn't have the reason he made that mistake, and like I know why he made that mistake. He is used to being a little broadcaster, and he had a team that also had legal, and legal would say you can't do it this way because of these laws. He didn't have that because it's the Don Lemon show. He he is an entrepreneur at this point. He has no more. He doesn't have the studio to save him.
I think he got arrested as a political stunt.
Well, he did do an actual act that is like, yeah, it's credible. But yeah, you could also see it as like beware.
He probably
Yes, making an example of him.
Right, like, I mean,
but he kind of put himself in that
Yeah,
position.
I mean, you know,
he did. He really did, because it was like, once they like define being so involved and knowing the inner workings, working with them, bringing more people, even traveling from where he was to get there, was all a production, and that production impeded a certain,
they say he violated the FACE Act, which, to be honest with you, I've only seen one video.
like,
Supposedly there's
even
other ones.
Okay, but what about
I don't
January
really know.
6th? Hold on. What about January 6th then? When the president incited and said, hey, we taking this shit over if they say I don't win.
Yeah, see, that I don't really speak on.
Many people were
at the
arrested.
time I wasn't paying attention to politics, and then there's
Oh, now you don't know. Well, yes, he incited a riot on federal grounds, and people were unalived. And then they were
what I'm
pardoned for
saying
it.
is there's a lot of this people saying this, and then they're like, oh, we just found out this, and it's like, it's hard to know what to believe at that time. To be honest with you, I paid no attention to politics at all.
And I'm telling you what it is. A bunch of white people got away with.
I'm just saying I
number
can't speak
one.
on that. I'm just saying
Because here's the thing. Here's my problem with it. Because nobody is talking about them when that's their protest. That's how they protest. But when black people and other minorities are protesting, I'm gonna focus on the black people. When black people were out in Ferguson protesting, it was because of an illegal state-mandated unaliving of a child. That's why we were protesting. And yes, some people did join and destroyed somewhere where they didn't even belong. A lot of people were driving into our town just to riot. The people who were rioting didn't even live there.
The people that were protesting are just mad as they can be at the people that ruined the protest, the whole purpose of the protest.
But then when something like
protesters ever intend for that to happen, because
what happens, I'm going to tell you exactly what happens, because I was there. What happens is police presence is there. They antagonize situations. And on top of that, there are paid actors. There are people paid to be there to cause disruption and confusion. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been at the protest for hours. Then some random person literally comes out of nowhere. We've been at the front for hours. And then you start antagonizing the officers who are leading us at the front. The whole event is peaceful before these randos come in. They got masks on, they're covering their face, and they're causing confusion.
It reminds me of what Don Lemon did. I forgot about like his weird statement about he was like, you see how we added white people so we wouldn't like look different, like so obvious. And I'm like, what did you just say? I couldn't.
Did he mean to like not get targeted? Because that stuff don't really matter no more.
They could infiltrate it easier. They used white people to like kind of close.
No, and that's why there's such an upset now, because liberal white people were realizing, oh, the target's on our back too, because we're the have-nots. See, now the racial lines are they're being blurred because we're in a new era now. Your whiteness can't save you anymore. All these people who protested on January 6th, they got their pardoning. And then what? Nothing happened. Nobody's going to be held accountable. So now it's just going to be money talks, bullshit walks, and these people holding on to their privilege, they're in for a very, very bad surprise. Like, y'all
I don't think there's anything to hold on to anymore, because we're such a melting pot. I think we're melted pretty good. Like, I mean, you know
I just saw somebody with a swastika on their hand today.
Racism is very much still alive. The
See,
problem
I
with
don't
that is
witness
everything is going
that.
to be so racist that it's going to, if everything is
I
racist,
don't
nothing
think
is.
I
So
that see
it's very much
that's the
alive.
thing. If we're the melting pot, we can't be racist. We cannot be a racist
They're
country.
all people. We're human beings.
I
Humans are
mean,
always
but
going to
then
be
okay, all
racist.
right, I got you.
I just was on a
But
post on
like
TikTok last
Europe
night
is
where
like
it was
that with each
extreme
other.
racism between blacks and whites, and it very much is still happening. There was a lady that blatantly, flat out, was like 70 years old, and you would have thought she came back from the plantation days the way she was speaking to this black lady on TikTok, and she was very honest and very brutal, and she just is proof that it's very much still alive. There are still people that believe they have very, very bad views on racism. It's me. I don't really get into that conversation too much because I am dead set against it. I don't. I think it's one of the worst things that atrocities that has gone on in our country, especially this world. But I
It's a
do.
matter of evolving. So here's, if
Mhm.
you
I
believe
think
in
it's
evolution
terrible
or
we keep it
understand it,
alive.
you
We
understand
keep it
that
alive.
access to biodiversity is a plus, right? An intelligent creature understands, if I have access to a wider spread of genes, my seed is going to prosper. Somebody who is small minded, who they want to inbreed in the name of their great race or whatever, it's called natural selection. You're gonna breed yourself out of existence. That's fine. That's why I said the bigotry will always exist. The racism, the institutional racism, that is what's gonna turn on its head, because we are coming to a place where whiteness is not, hitting on what it used to no more. Like, yes, we will always have the racial caste system, but ultimately it's about money. It's about money and power, so it can only get you so far. And that's why liberal white people are being attacked by ICE, because they think, oh, our allyship is still valuable in these civil rights movements. No, it's not. You ain't got no money. You don't know nobody. You don't know nobody in power, so it's not hitting on what it used to.
Well,
You're
then
actually
that's
very right
good.
about that.
That's what everybody's been asking for, is to level things out.
That's why, have you seen that post where it was like, can we go back to the regular police brutality? Did you see that post?
No.
It was a white
No.
girl who said that, because that was normal to them. It was normal to them when that happened to them. But now that more communities are being attacked, it's like, oh, we're all supposed to pay. This has been happening. Now y'all are just being corralled in because the 1% is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. That wage gap is getting bigger and bigger. They need a bigger labor force. And the sooner y'all can get this shit in a martial law, and then they just control every hour of our day, the better for them. Because we already live in check to check. We all one check away from being
Every
homeless.
hour of your life. It's not like I wish I could just be project to project. Like, you want me to do something? All right. Well, I can do it in like 5 minutes, where it might take another person 5 hours, because I don't want to waste my day.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
pay me
it's
for the
intentional.
project, but
We
it's an
are y'all
hourly thing.
millennials?
But it doesn't
I'm
matter.
Gen
You have
X.
to
I'm
be.
Gen X.
By technicality, I'm a millennial,
I'm
88.
Are
I was
y'all are
born
any of y'all
78.
homeowners?
Yes.
I'm a homeowner.
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm 30 and I'm still renting, so
You know
Don't
what?
worry about it.
I
Don't worry
didn't
about it.
become a homeowner till I was
This is
47 years
not
old.
even freaking cool at all. Should have
what?
been insane.
To own a home?
Yeah, no. Like,
It
I
can
got
work.
some work done, and
It
it
can be
was
a pain in
janky.
the
It cost
ass.
Oh
$40,000,
my God.
real money to fix. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus. Yeah,
my
that's what I'm
mom just
scared
my
of.
mom
insurance
just
didn't
paid
pay it. I
60
was like,
grand on
oh
hers.
Lord, I should have just paid
What
rent.
the fuck?
Yeah, I should have just paid rent.
You have to
For
pay
real,
that
I
like
be
rent.
feeling that way. Like, I want to travel. I want to save for my retirement. Like, why am I?
No, that just fucking killed me.
And you know the
Killed
fact that
me.
you said you didn't. You said you weren't, really like into having kids. That you said you thought I think you have a very smart head on your shoulders, and to for you to decide that you just want to rent and not own a home, I don't think that's a big deal. I think one, you don't have to pay for the air conditioner if it busts. I mean, if my air conditioning system goes out, I'm the one that has to pay for it. I don't call the landlord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to have a house. It's nice that I have something to leave to my daughter. But if I didn't have my daughter, I wouldn't want all this responsibility. I'd be like,
Well, and if you
figure
don't
it out.
replace everything that needs to be replaced, you're just gonna give her a piece of shit.
No.
I'm kidding. But like,
I actually have a
but
really
I'm
nice
not.
house.
But
I have
I'm
a
also
really nice
not.
home.
Like,
I live in actually a stick-built brick house. I don't live in one of these. It's an older house. It's not one of the other. A lot of these newer houses are cheaply built. Mine's a little different. It's on 1.25 acres land. It's really nice. But
Well, always put
and
your
just make sure
property in
your
a
workers
trust.
are good workers.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
don't ever let I think what did, and actually we were kind of on this topic. I think what might have happened is I hired a licensed person, but I did not. I'm not checking everybody that is on his team, you know,
Mm.
and he was the only, not many people spoke English. So, but this is normal. This is normal, and it has been for like decades. So, because Latinos always kind of are together when they do this work. They're like a family. They're usually like, "Hey, I'm a family of builders," and so you're like, "Okay, cool." Well, trusted person, but
You
I
sure just
never,
let all the people in the house didn't know who they were.
it, my white ass did, and so like they didn't have the tub fully screwed in. I had 6 inches of water in my crawl space,
It got
Ooh.
moldy.
Ooh.
and we had slugs and
No.
and then the house started to buckle in.
Wait, was this on the bottom floor or the top floor?
This is a
Crawl space.
one-story house with a crawl space.
Oh my goodness.
It's one of those ranch style houses.
So the floor started buckling.
And in this one spot, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
god!
and they found I'm like, you did this.
Did you smell it?
installed this. You did this. And I was like, you. But then he said he didn't have a license. No, insurance. I said, you don't have insurance.
He didn't have insurance. Oh hell
He
no!
had a
I'm suing.
license and he didn't have insurance.
I'm suing.
And I was like, oh shit. And I've worked for an attorney for 7 years in the past. Like 4 attorneys, 1 building, whatever. But we all worked in one practice together. And I was the manager for 7 years. And we handled evictions and things like this. What he just did, I was like, oh my God, but wait. I don't know I don't want to get him in trouble because he would have been in so much trouble because I would have to have mentioned the people that are unnamed that I don't know.
Why didn't he fix your tub for free then?
Yeah.
Well, actually, because I said you're not allowed to touch anything in my house ever again.
Oh, you tripping? I would have made him do it again. Pull up YouTube.
I've seen him redo. I've seen a redo of his, and I was like,
he cut him off. He said he's cut off.
Right, go call your cousin over here to come fix it. You know what you're doing.
I was like, God, Jesus, Lord, because they even installed that tub, and I was like, are you gonna caulk it? And he was like, caulk it. I'm like,
no.
It was like,
I know that, and I'm a girl. Come on,
and then he did the top part, and I was like, you gonna caulk the rest? And he's like, that was the front part when you're first walking in, not the top part that you obviously need caulking. You also need it around the tub.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you need it everywhere. I've caulked the entire shower and tub before.
Whole thing. And he goes,
they was building your house with popsicle
you want that
sticks.
done too. You want that done too. See, That's when I should have known that the
Yeah, it's a
interior
red
of my
flag.
house was being destroyed.
I mean, caulking is like the final step that seals the deal. Basically, it's the
Yeah,
sealing that seals the
he
deal.
acted like it was like an extra feature.
Mm-mm.
It's very
That's
detrimental.
insane.
But
Caulking melted his water down.
it was about the total is about 47,000.
Oh, since we're on the immigration topic though, so have you guys heard of that guy supposedly exposing these Somali child care centers that are
Yeah,
supposedly getting all this tax money? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah,
I think they are little pirates. They
I
are
think there
Somalian
is fraud.
pirates.
I think there's fraud. I do believe. I believe that it goes all the way up to the governor. I don't think that they're innocent. It has nothing to do with them being Somali. It has to do with the facts and the aspects of it. I mean, they can't. They're trying to play that. These daycares. How many daycares did he have to go to that had no kids? How many?
Like
One would have been
they
okay.
are
Okay, but
like a lot of Somalians, and I hate to be like stereotypical. They're the pirates. They're the ones
I'm
that like
done,
will
bro.
board your boat. You
oh
know,
my
like
god,
Somalian pirate. And then you come to our nation and actually hold our nation for ransom.
yeah,
Because
but
that's what
the
they
thing is,
do.
though, that's
They
like really
capture
flawed.
people, usually on the sea, and hold them for ransom, but they came all the way to our soil and did the same.
I
Yeah, but they're
think
not the only
that
ones committing fraud in this
yeah,
country, too. Though,
yeah,
to
that's
be
just what I was
fair,
gonna say. Like certain demographics are incentivized to participate in different fields. So if you notice, like a lot of East Africans, when they immigrate here, they come to the medical field or human
yep.
services.
My brother-in-law my ex-brother-in-law is from Tanzania, and he came here specifically to go to the medical field. Yeah.
Right. And then they find support like a grant or some kind of stipend through the government that
Right. We
helps them.
because our immigration really will always accept and support people that are coming to educate themselves in fields
Right.
of our
Hmm.
need.
Yeah.
So medically, or if you're like an astrophysicist, we'll take you.
Exactly.
No,
So then once you
that's the thing.
find it,
I'll say this, right? I don't disagree with people who take advantage of a system that allows for people to take advantage of, right? If just like the rich, if they could go through the tax system and cut their taxes because the government doesn't, you can't. I'm not going to blame the people who take advantage of something that you're able to take advantage of because of the
Hmm.
loopholes. I believe yes, our government is corrupt, and it's our government's fault that is fraud. There is whatever
Yep.
dysfunction we're experiencing. I definitely agree that it's the government. So I
They
mean,
couldn't have
I
done
don't
it
take away
without
from that.
him. Couldn't have done it
Yeah,
without him.
definitely.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not just centralized to Somalia. I mean, we've got natural born Americans doing the same damn thing. I mean, it's all over this country. It's just a matter of finding it. And
there's so much elderly fraud going on. So many people abusing the state mandated hours and just starting businesses and not even servicing the elderly, and they're just writing off these hours. It's a mess.
I mean, if you can think of a way that there's fraud in this, it's happening. And it's in Congress. It's at low levels, high levels,
If
mid
you can
levels.
think of it, it's being done.
Yep.
That's that's how we created laws in the first place. The most random ones you'll ever hear. You're like, why would there be a law about, don't have a, I don't know, like don't have a
Yeah.
metal pole while standing in lightning.
There's a law in
Um,
Kentucky that says you can't carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. I thought it was a lie, but it's
Yeah,
true. It's
probably because some little girl had a red one in her back pocket and ran away, and they all made fun of her for the wrong reason. And they made a law about it.
I mean, fraud is something we're just never going to get rid of. I think, and anytime it's uncovered and discovered and taken care of is a great thing. But like the reality is, it's not going to ever stop, and it's just a fact of. I think a fact of life everywhere, unfortunately, which is, we're not agreeing with it, saying it's a good thing, but it's just one of those things that, like, it's never going to go away because you have to depend on people being honest and having integrity, and humans by nature,
Yes.
we're not perfect by nature. So, I mean, I do think that if they're going to go out and try to find fraud in this country, that they need to look for it in general. That not I kind of feel like they targeted the Somalis. Now maybe they had their reasons, and that it just happened to be that it's huge Somali community because
Yeah,
there's
I
so much
really don't. They're the
fear.
least of my worries. Let's
I
address
think
this
what it
corporate
was is
tax evasion.
they found a concentrated area of deception. So like yeah,
Yeah.
you stumbled upon it and it is a concentrated area.
And
They'll
now
fix it.
he's looking for it.
Now we can
He's
move
working on
on. They've
California
got
now.
it. They've got their number. That story is over. Really.
And
You know.
the guy, that same guy is doing the same thing in California right now, and I'm not quite sure. I
But he
think it's
also
a
went to Jersey at the Jewish community, and their whole community is supported by welfare, and they don't get the same scrutiny, and they're able to have their own everything,
The Jewish
buses and
community,
everything.
hmm
they're on assistance.
yes,
yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
and they
interesting.
be having like 10, 12 kids,
Dude,
and they're
okay,
all on
also
welfare.
so I love I live in Memphis. I enjoy our Jewish community so much. Our neighborhoods, I've always lived like side by side with them, but I wasn't raised Jewish, but um like always like they walk to their um whatever place of worship. They walk there every Saturday, but they don't take their car. So it has to be like within walking distance. But they still drive their cars and park on the side and pretend they didn't drive. It's hilarious. I love calling them out on it. I don't call them out, but like in my head I do. But they are like they are a treasure. You want to live in their neighborhoods. It's so
Okay,
peaceful. It's
Mhm.
so peaceful. I mean they're good people.
and
I
they have
don't
good grocery
understand why anybody
stores.
has hate. I just don't understand any hate. Like I just don't. I don't see it. They are so to themselves to a point where it's kind of to yourself. But like I'm glad because I don't want to talk to my neighbors either. So like this is great. Other people have different experiences, I suppose, but um, I have not had a bad experience at all.
I don't know.
You know,
I've experienced all walks of life. I grew up in Las Vegas, and I spent 4 years living on Fort Campbell, Kentucky, with people from all over the world. Um, I judge people character. I don't, I don't think because this community, this people were this race or this religion or from this country makes them bad. I
person
do.
by person.
Yeah, I grew up with
That's
around
how I
so
do it. I
much
do
of
it person by
everything.
person.
Like I've been exposed to it all. Like no, nothing really shocks me. I'm comfortable around any race of person. I'm comfortable around just about anybody. Um, I've been around Jewish. One of my dear friends is actually Jewish, but I mean, the thing is like that's part of the problem. Is it's oh the Jewish this or everybody's doing the same. You've got fraud in the Jewish community. You got fraud in the Somali. Just one's white and
Yeah,
one.
it's just a different type of fraud. Like everybody
Yeah,
has their own kind of play to make. Like Black Americans, they may sell their EBT stamps.
I think
Yeah,
that's a very universal. All I've ever known is white people that have done that. So
yeah, white people do that
I
too.
remember some of my black friends like their grandparents would get pills and they would sell the pills.
Oh yeah, I mean
yeah,
that's
that's think that's very typical for a lot of people, especially for people that are older and on fixed
Yeah, well,
income.
they're on a fixed income, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have I don't want to say too much, but like you have something that your insurance is covering and your side
Mm-hmm.
hustling
Right,
in,
right, right.
and it's very valuable. So
Yep.
you're doubling your income. You know,
And
Yeah.
then you think of places like Appalachia, where you're already stuck in an economic situation, and then you have things like that. That's going to shape the whole culture around that land. So I don't know. It when you guys were saying before, like I go person to person, I was like, damn, I really don't. I I don't write anybody off based off of where they are or where they're from or anything, but I just try to put a cultural context on the people. So I don't know.
well, that's normal. What you're doing is you're
Okay.
trying to map. You're trying to map
Yeah. Yeah. It's
first.
not like
Like
I'm trying to like
it's not like
judge them.
yeah, no. You're
Yeah.
trying to like you're from this area. This is generally what
Right.
I should expect and what is going on in there. You have a generalization of each. There's so much to know. It's hard to know any of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're kind of like
She needs
you
to
got a
know her
globe. You got a
surroundings.
globe in your hand,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to be like, you're from where? Okay, put your finger on it, and you're like,
Mm.
what do I know about this fucking
And that's
place?
why I'll ask, like, okay, yeah, where are you from? What's your age? Like, I'm kind of stereotyping you a little bit, but it's like the more I ask questions, the more I'll know. And especially as I read your personality, like, I'm very analytical like that.
Yeah, you can tell like if you're like, okay, so you live there now, but you definitely didn't come from there. I
Mm-hmm.
hear this in you. You're trying like that's what we all do is if we hear accents. We do see color in the sense like of perception, like
Well, I mean,
what
you can't
Mm-hmm.
not see when I'm looking at somebody that's a black
right,
woman
like
and a skin of
don't
black.
So
deny
I
yeah,
how we
don't
know.
see
trade.
color, but now we can't see
Yeah,
gender? That
don't
don't make
deny the
sense to me.
truth. Yeah, don't deny the truth. Like, I know an Indian, a true person from India, and their skin type. I'm a cosmetologist, and so I did actually get a little extra knowledge on that, where you can see what each skin needs. Is how I learned it was what they need. Um, and it's like it's not moisture. It's not, you can't get too greasy. Like, I mean, but we got our undertones, which you can see usually if you flip your wrist upside down and look at where, I guess, the veiny part of the
Mm-hmm.
wrist
Mm-hmm.
is. If you can try to see under your skin in light, you'll see your undertone,
Yeah, because it's
and
lighter right there.
sometimes it's purple. Purple is a very common in the dark. If you're more darker complected, you might see um, your deep crimson and purple, or cool colors like your blues. If you really look under the skin, I don't know how to put that into. I can't
Yeah,
actually
you're
put
supposed to
that
look at the
into.
color of your vein, and like if your
Uh-huh.
vein is green,
There's a way
then
to
you have
look at
yellow
green.
undertones, and then if it's
Mhm.
blue, you have cool undertones.
Yeah. Like I can tell who is olive colored in my family because it's yellow.
Mm.
Yellow or greenish. And
Guys,
I'm like,
guys. It's fun. It's been fun talking to you guys. I gotta go. Okay, we gotta end the live. You
Well,
guys are
yeah,
amazing. It was an interesting conversation.
absolutely. I
Good
really
night.
enjoyed it, and yeah, you
good
guys have
night.
a good night
Fatima, you're
too.
awesome. And host, thank you. I appreciate it.
Michelle, my name's Michelle.
No problem. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys. Thank
you
you,
guys
Female
thank you.
too.
version of me.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
All right, night, guys. Night. It was interesting, right? I mean, again, I always like to listen to other people's point of views. We did. It was, we start shooting the shit. It's cool, right? It's always good to just talk to people. I don't necessarily agree with everyone, but I mean, it's good to understand, have some common ground, understand each other. So I love that. Thank you everyone for coming by. Thank you everyone for checking it out. You guys are amazing, right? I'm going to try to do these lives as often as I can. I like it. I also do lives on YouTube. So please check out my YouTube. But yeah, that's it. Later, guys.